Yo, Mickey. How you doing, guys? One sec. Yo. All two of you guys. 13. Okay. Are you doing good evening? Late. Mickey, legend. Thanks so much for last time. I don't think this will be a long one. Because I'm not sure who's going to come in and things like that. So, Wolf, how you doing? Cheers, guy. Yeah, it's been all right, Mickey. Just, I don't really celebrate it, but just been a quiet time, really. How about you? How's your Christmas been? Cheers, man. Right, so I very much doubt Biker will be on. He's not been that well lately, guys. I've got to say that. He won't mind me saying it. He's been going through a bit of shit. Had to have surgery recently, and he's kind of not up to scratch yet. But he'll get there. Pagan sauce this time. Oh. All right, Mick. Mick, how you doing? Okay. You're right about that. Pagan solstice. All right. I'd like to learn more about that, Mick. And no problem with your comments and opinions on here, of course. Joseph Benoit. How you doing, Joseph? What's kissing my mum in 1842? Okay. Okay, she's saying that's first. Passed away, Mickey. Why? Right, well, obviously she must have been very dear to you. And it's never the same, is it? When someone's gone and then you get an occasion, say, like Christmas or birthday or whatever. And it brings back those memories, I suppose. Good, mainly good memories, I would say, when we're thinking back about people who are no longer here. You know, don't forget, there's bad memories as well, I reckon. You know, but we think about the good ones. That's great. Trevor, how you doing, Trev? Hiya, Trevor. Trevor Random's there, guys, as you can see. So yeah, I mean, how did it go for you lot? I mean, for me, just another day, really. Right, how you doing? I just want to say to Rye, the gangster, right? I just want to say to you, mate, on a personal note, thank you very much indeed for all your massive support. You've really inspired me. Your comments have kind of bucked me up a lot as well, you know, after videos and things like that. And it means a lot that when people put comments in and the positive and things like that, and even negative ones, when you compare them to the positive ones, I don't really care, because like they totally outweigh the negative. But Rai, thanks so much. My dog took ill. She was at the vets. The bill was up. Right. Yeah, worth every penny, Rai, without a doubt about it. But still, vets fees, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they've got to pay for, you know, what they need to help animals out. You know, like, you know, all the equipment and medicines that they require to help animals out, and people who love their pets will pay it, or they'll find a way of paying it. But right, how is she now? As in right now, you know? Hopefully okay. Money means nothing. You're right, Ryan, you're right. But it's still a bit of a spanner, you know? It's a pain in the ass. We have to use it. I've not heard that one. Dick Turnip. I nearly said Dick Turpin then. Great robber. And to you too as well, Richard. Happy New Year. Let's hope so. I don't think so. Let's get real. But, you know, we'll go through the motions. We'll say it. And hopefully so. But, you know, I think this year it's like, let's get ready, because it's going to be a tough one. Alex Cullen, how you doing? Good vibes, mate. Cheers, Alex, for coming in always. Best we do for yes, Mick, spot on. Yeah, that's it, Mickey. It helps you along, and it can also do the opposite. But yeah, depends how you use it and the amount you've got to use, and what you use it for, and what you need it for. Jaden Hunter, how you doing? Joseph, I'm not sure about that. It does, Dick, it does come and go. Basically, that seems to be the rule. You've got it, and then there it goes. Back at your hand again. Yeah. AW, I was in pubs. Okay, hang on, let me catch up with that one. AW, I'm guessing auditing Wales. PAP, I'm not sure who that is. Please forgive me on that. Say this back. Okay. Jaden, just enlighten me more on that one, mate. If you could. 12 years, 2 months, right? Staffy. Oh, mate, well, yeah, I get you on that. 10 grand, 20 grand, 10 quid. Don't matter. I know. It's about love, innit? That one, I think. Yeah. Who cares about money? Yeah, Richard. Yeah, I'm slightly aware of that. Trevor, do you know what, mate? And you know it. Yes, it can. Possibly in the same year. Cheers, David. Thank you very much. That's it, right? That's how they work it. That momentary pleasure we get from it. Oh, I'm sure there's lots more things we can do that make us feel happier than what money does. But it's hard. Yeah. It is, right. It is. And we'll keep trying, mate. We'll keep trying. Yeah, no worries. It's a new one. Damnly. That's a new one on me, but, not bad. All right, Gloucester. What are you doing? Sweep in there. Yeah, well, I got 3. There's one you can't quite see. Yeah, I'll just turn it. There it is, see. It's a Yorkshire flag. Bagger's not here, guys, tonight. Yeah, yeah, they buy reduced food. Go out with night, Mick. Yeah, all right, Mick. Can tell Mick has strong opinions and thoughts and feelings there, but nothing wrong with that. Trevor, you've lost me there, apart from Andy Pandy. On the Wombles. Don't buy it, get it from the bin, says Joseph. No taxman, that all Russia Ukraine things are come there. Do you know what, Richard? Right, I agree with that. I agree with that. With the power these countries have got now, why make it look and turn it into like some kind of or conventional war? Tanks, bullets on the ground, all that. they've got far more advanced stuff what could just wipe out a place in no time. So Richard, yeah, kind of get that. It is it does look like some kind of show, doesn't it? To put that old fear factor in there, etc. And of course make a lot of money from it. Dick, they're already doing it. Been doing it for a while, haven't they? But I see what you mean even more now. Yeah. See what I mean? And there's, you know, I whatever Trevor says, I don't disbelieve him ever, unless I see it otherwise. So Trevor's well read up, and wow, there you go. But no surprise, Trev, on that one. It was like us, weren't it, selling the guns for Iraq, made in Sheffield. Okay, so all right, I'll tell you what, I'll put the link in. See if anyone wants to come on. Okay, there it is. Okay, so yeah, Christmas just gone, Christmas Day, one day. Do you know what? It's just been totally quiet where I am. I've heard no music, no parties going on. Looked out my window on Christmas morning, no kids playing in the street. Just totally dead. Saw quite a few people walking about. That's about it, just walking about. But they weren't from kind of this country. They were just walking about. I think they might have been going to the shop or something like that, you know. Amazing, really. I saw no kids on the new bikes or with the new toys or anything like that on the street. Just a few people who I don't recognise and just walking about, you know. Just Spanish. Oh, Richard, didn't realise you were in Spain. It's got to be warmer there. Right, I think Trev's there. I'm sure it's Trev. Yeah, it is Trev. Illuminati Taxman as well. How you doing? Okay. Right, is that you? No way. Right, banners going up just in case. Right, is that you?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, it's me, bro. Yeah, it's me. You'll have to tell me when you're going to bring me in because I want to knock my camera off.
Trev, is that you?
It was last time I looked.
Okay. Yo, guys.
How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
My dog's yesterday. She took ill. She wasn't well at all. There was a lot of blood on her bed, and I thought, well, this is not normal. So I took her to the vets, and the bill was £812. And I said, I don't care how much it is. I said, just do it, because I could have got her put down for like 150. but I didn't want to get her put down or put to sleep, so I just paid the bill. It left me short, but I'm not bothered.
No, I get you, mate. I know many people who've done the same thing, no matter what the cost. It's always been a high cost, and they've done it, and it's obvious. It's purely for the love of that animal.
Yeah, she's.
That
I've had her a
creature,
long time.
that little living entity, what understands you, what gets you, what will always be by your side, and what will always love you back.
But it's good to be on one of your live streams. I've been meaning to come on for a while, but I've had a lot going on in life, you know.
Yeah, fair enough, right? I never expected you to come on, to be honest with you. But it's a really nice surprise for me. Thanks. You've been massive to me, mate.
Yeah, you mean a lot to me, Dino. You mean a hell of a lot to me, man. Like, I would do anything for you, bro. Anything.
Be careful. Be careful. You might commit yourself to something there.
No, I do like Dino. I've been following him from day one, so yeah.
Oh, I hate him. I just come on here to troll him. I'd come here to see Biker. I nearly unsubscribed tonight. It's unbelievable.
I like Biker. He's all right, Biker.
Yeah, he's a great friend.
Yep.
He's a great friend, great co-host.
But let's try and stay positive. You know, this year's out the way almost. I know we're in for a bit more shenanigans, but there are chinks of light coming through. The woke agenda is starting to collapse in a lot of places.
Yeah, it's not good.
You know, these companies can't afford to lose millions of pounds. I mean, that's what they only exist to make money. If they lose millions of pounds, and it doesn't work for them. And it's happening with Disney and big corporations. So that's great news. And then we find out Dr. Fauci has actually officially resigned now. So let's get him in court for mass genocide. And it turns out his daughter was working for Twitter during the scamdemic. How do you control the narrative? So, yeah, all of it's starting to fall around their ears, and they're wanting immunity, and they want us to forget, and they're distracting us at every opportunity here. Christmas hasn't worked. Christmas hasn't worked for the last 3 years, let's be honest.
Yeah, we're never going to forget. Never.
We're never going to forget, and it's difficult to get it back now. And I think for me this year, I couldn't see my family because of the trains, and I think that happened to a lot of people. That's public transport.
Yeah, them trains are a nightmare. Where I live, 5 trains in a row were cancelled. It was an absolute nightmare. I couldn't even go and see my daughter because of it. I was really angry.
Yeah, well, don't be angry at the train people. Be angry at the government.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
don't be angry at the train people. And it's not just the train drivers. I mean, what they want to do down here on our trains, they want one driver operating the entire train. So he's... Well, exactly. From a safety perspective, it's ridiculous. For any single women travelling on a train, that must be quite a nervous situation. Yeah, and it's good to have a guard. It's good to have a guard checking that the doors are closing and people are behaving themselves. Yeah. You can't monitor it all on cameras. What happens if it kicks off between 2 stations? Well, he's got to phone ahead to the next station so that transport police can be there to get on and sort it out. Yeah. That situation neither even occurred if there was a train guard on there. Makes no sense to me, but it's all to cut costs, to save money, to make the shareholders money. It's not about providing a public service.
They should be looking after the people and not their pockets. I agree with you.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's gone on for too long, and people are fed up of it. We pay 30% more than the rest of Europe for public transport, and it's shit.
Yeah, it's not good. They're trying to brainwash people. Trying to brainwash everybody. Not going to happen.
It is when you compare it to like other European countries. I mean, I went to Germany about 3 years ago.
Oh my God, Germany's amazing.
Of it, absolutely spot on.
Amazing. Also in Germany during the when they were trying to get out of the hole, they were giving away a €10 ticket. You could go anywhere in Germany for €10 to try and boost the economy. Did we see anything like that here? No.
No.
All we got was the BBC telling us to stay indoors, not see anyone, isolate, don't go anywhere, don't exercise.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So all of that shit's collapsing around their ears now. And even we can talk about it a bit more freely on YouTube
So
now.
Are you faring of these guys with this strike they've been going on?
Which one? Are you talking about Border
Well,
Force, the barristers, the nurses, the trays, the buses?
The train fellas, you know.
What a carry on.
Well, they're trying to negotiate with people that don't even actually live in this country. Most of these people these train companies are owned by French and Spanish companies. So it all falls down there. They have no clue.
On today, Trevor? I mean, I can't think of anything British.
Well,
really.
British Gas?
Is that really British Gas?
No. Allegedly, it's all coming from Russia, and we're at the beck and call of them, and that's why it's so expensive. It's nothing to do with the fact that we printed loads of money. When you print loads of money, you get hyperinflation. It's fucking bonkers. Why Richie Sunak going to help out to eat out actually caused more trouble.
And when they stop printing it, that's when it's called a recession.
That's it.
Catherine, how you doing? Thanks, guys, for coming in. Let's have a nuclear war instead.
That's a bit
It's
drastic.
pointless.
No, that's a bit
Nuclear war
drastic.
is pointless, and it always has been.
Don't give them ideas.
Fear factor. It'll never happen. Never happen.
Why don't we have a global pandemic created in a laboratory in China by a guy called Dr. Fauci? Oh, they've done that already.
Right. It's not good. It's definitely not good.
It's not good, but it can't get any worse. I know we were going to be in for some cold months ahead in terms of the weather, but that's nothing to do with global warming. That's because it's winter.
I'm with the same people as Dino, I think, Utility. They're quite good, to be honest. Like, if you're not a credit and stuff, they'll let you power up and stuff like that. So they're quite good with me. At the minute, I'm like £98 on my meter, so I'm all right. But, yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
They keep giving us...
Utility are amazing,
Yeah,
I think.
That's who I'm with.
Yeah, they're amazing. I can't fault them for anything.
Yeah,
like, every time I struggle... Every time I struggle, like, they say, look, we'll help you, no problem. Yeah, and they help me out. I was in British Gas for a long time, like about 10 years, but then I changed, and I can't fault them. I can't fault Utility. I can't.
Yeah. Are you getting this £66?
Yeah, on my meter.
Well, we're all getting that.
Last week for some reason.
But it doesn't help.
20,
Well, it helps a little bit, but not much, you know.
It's like they take with one and give with another, but what they're giving us is actually our money.
It's just getting the country in debt.
You're right. Maybe it's a softener up as well for this year, what's to come, you know what I mean?
Well, they're 15-minute cities and all that bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, when they put that £66 on, I think they put it on 3 times now. But and it did go cold a couple of weeks ago, the -5 job and things like that. But it was really cool for that. It was a solid minus whatever it were. You know what I mean? So yeah, it came in handy, obviously. You know
hold tight, it's going to come. It's going to come in handy in January.
Yeah, when they'd stop paying it, yeah.
Yeah, it's because is it free payments of 60? It's free payments of 66, isn't it?
I thought it was 6 or 7. I'm not sure.
I thought it just went through till January, and then after January, that's it.
Huh.
But isn't it an odd situation that we're paying for a utility more than we used to pay for it, considerably more than we used to pay for it? And the government are giving us £66 to help pay for that increase.
It's not going to help, is it, really? You look at it in the long run, it's not going to work.
But I can see bigger problems coming down the line, and more idiots going to these smart meters thinking that's the answer.
I won't let them put one in. They're
No,
trying to get me.
good
I
for
said,
you.
no, go away.
No,
Don't.
no.
No.
No, you don't, no, it only works. It's only smart for them. It's not for you.
I've been told there's microphones and cameras in them, but I don't know, man. I'm not sure.
I don't know about that, but I mean, it does monitor your electric usage, and I hear stories about people turning off every single appliance in the house, and it's still whizzing round. So there's some shenanigans going on.
Absolutely, has been throughout. Truth Teller, if you want to come on and explain why that is, and okay, I'm making poor content. That's fair enough, but you don't have to watch it. I mean,
Wow.
if you do, thanks for the view. But if you don't like watching it, then keep your comments to yourself, because no one on here gives a fuck, really. Because most of my followers and great people who support me, and I've done for a long time. So,
do you want to know something interesting, Dino? I don't see his comments because I've already blocked him. I only see them when you highlight. Highlight them. So bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're giving him more credence, and that's what he wants. It's a never-ending cycle with these trolls. You must be wise to it now, unless you want to have a bit of fun with it. It's up to you. But I mean, I personally think they're a waste of time.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you don't know who these people are, and they're probably weirdos. They could be any paedophiles.
No, don't go that end. That's normally their retort. But you're better off ignoring it. There's no point trying to suss out what they are. I mean, it's 2020. It's 2022. They could identify us as the Nusi fridge freezer for all you know. Anything could happen. If you ignore him, he'll stop talking. You get bored. He's probably a 14-year-old kid with access to the internet, so he shouldn't even be on here anyway.
Nick G, cheers, thanks very much. Jasper, 70% discount on social tariff, but 70% discount for people on universal credit. 70%.
What's that?
Is that true?
Really? Is that a universal credit payment type thing? Or I doubt it. I don't know. I've not got it, and I'm a dosser. I'm on universal credit.
Yeah, I am. I've only ever had one payment off the government, and I think it was like £427, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, it wasn't from the government. It's your money.
Well, yeah.
It's weird how they manipulate us and get us thinking this.
Yeah, fall for the bloody sometimes, but I'm getting wiser now. I'm getting older, 31, so yeah, starting to wise up to it. I just wish my partner Holly would start waking up a bit.
Well, I've fallen out with people because they just don't get it or don't want to get it or just can't see it at all, what's going on. They're living in some weird imaginary world where it's more important to watch an episode of EastEnders or Strictly Come Mincing than actually engage with the real world.
Yeah, it does my head in, them soaps. Don't like them one bit.
Well, I went round somebody's house once, I'm going back a while, and they had EastEnders on. I said, what's wrong with the colour on that set? It looks so dull. And I flicked to the other side just to have a look, and all the other colours were really bright, but just on EastEnders, desaturated, muted, depressing. Yeah. It's social engineering and brainwashing, and people think it's entertainment.
No, it's not. No.
It's very strange entertainment. Very strange. Mind you, people did used to go and watch hangings, didn't they? So that was a kind of entertainment back in the day.
Yeah, that was a big thrill back in the day, yeah.
Well, I'd go to those if the right people were going up.
That's it. That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
I better not start listing them on here. I might get into trouble.
Oh.
Yeah,
You never
Alex,
know.
we know that. British broadcasting crap, propaganda machine. That's no secret. Social tariff targeted. Discount energy deal for qualifying low income consumers. How do you
No.
qualify for you?
You have to limbo under a 6-foot pole.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Yeah.
I can't see the chat.
That's
I don't know
thanks
if it
for
will.
coming in. Cheers.
The reality is everybody is struggling with everything, bills, food, whatever, apart from the Tories.
So my vet bill killed me, but I'm not bothered. He's worth
Well,
it.
they never struggle, do they?
Well, I had to, that Richie Sunak asking that homeless person if he was in business while he was putting 2 fried eggs on a plate. Absolute scandal. I mean, he thinks, he's going, oh, it's good here, isn't it? Oh, you think it's good to have a homeless shelter, do you? That's
No,
a
it's
good
not.
thing, is it?
You've got veterans on the street and everything. It's disgusting. You know, I don't agree with it. Everybody deserves a home, a house. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. There's some good people out there.
Well, particularly men and women that have given their service for this country. But but it's almost like, I don't know, it's a depressing subject, but it's almost embarrassing to be British now. It really is.
Yeah.
Is there how much Britishness is left, Trevor? Because
Not
I've
much.
been going on about it for weeks now. You know that, and
I don't know what the percentage is now. It's pretty low.
the culture and you know, for me, it's all gone. Everywhere I go, I've actually found myself standing in a queue or whatever, and saying to the person next to me, you know, is this our? I don't understand anybody anymore. It feels like a foreign country. It really does. You know, I could have woken up abroad somewhere.
Which it's in itself is not a bad thing. If they integrated and took part in what was happening instead of going into their own individual communities and fighting amongst themselves, and that's what we've now got: is Muslims and Hindus fighting each other, Sikhs and Kurds fighting each other. The whole diversity is our strength thing is not working, as you saw in Paris on Christmas Day. Absolute carnage. And I went out on Christmas Day for a walk, and just up by me was a local Greek bakers, and they were open, chairs outside, absolutely rammed, people drinking coffee outside.
Shop next to me was open as well, but it literally is run by, well, I'm not going to say the word.
But no, you can't say the word, but we all know all those shops are open anyway.
Money in it, money.
Well, it's not that. It's the very fact that we are a Christian nation, and it's ignoring those traditions for the sake of making a quid.
That's it. The guy counts literally
more
thousands.
important. That's more important to him. I remember in Christmas, everything shut down for at least 2 or 3 days. You couldn't do anything. You can buy anything, do anything. And you would see kiddies riding around on their bikes and things like that. None of that happens anymore. They're all indoors playing Xbox.
Yeah, you don't see it no more. They're on computer games, getting brainwashed.
Yeah. They're up in their bedrooms watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Stupid stuff.
Where are you going? Stay there.
Sorry, Trev, the screen's frozen. Don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah. Is that you talking now?
Right. I can't click back onto the StreamYard window for some reason. I've got to.
This keeps happening on StreamYard lately. Seems to be a lot of glitches.
It's just like frozen. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You might have to kick yourself out and come back in again.
Yeah, but I can't get back on the screen, Trevor. I can't get back on the StreamYard window.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear.
It's just a blank screen, but I've got 3 tabs up. Oh, hang on. Something's happened here.
You want a PC, do you know?
I
You
am.
wanna-
I'm on the laptop.
Don't know what's going on there. Shouldn't be doing that on a laptop.
Do you know anyone that's ever put a laptop on their lap?
I don't.
I did
honest-
once for about 10 seconds. It was so uncomfortable. I thought,
It's too hot. It's too hot. They get too hot. You can't put them on your lap. They get way too hot.
right, I don't know why this is doing this. All I've got is got a black screen. Don't know what to do here.
God damn. StreamYard is going to ruin the live stream again. Not good.
But we can talk while he's gone. He'll be back in a second.
Yeah. It's not nice. It's happened a few times to Dino. Not good.
No, I've seen other live streams at StreamYards and the same issues.
Must
The
be a
same
problem with the software. That's all I can think. Maybe need an update
Yes.
or something. I don't even know if you can update it. I don't know, but there's something going on.
Well, there's shenanigans afoot with YouTube, isn't there? If you post more than 3 videos in a day, people don't get notifications.
Wow.
A lot of people are being shadow banned for saying very obscure things.
Yeah, you've got to be
I can't
careful what you're saying there on YouTube.
You've got to be really careful. Yeah.
I put
But
a
at
video
least-
up the other week and I had to take it off, because it was going against
spicy.
policies and that. No, I thought, wow.
Too spicy.
Yeah. I restricted it as well. I put the restriction on it, and still got took off. I thought,
Well, yeah.
wow.
The restrictions mean nothing. Well, today's conspiracy is tomorrow's truth. We keep hearing this, don't we?
Yeah.
It's becoming quite predictable now. And Elon Musk is having a right old turnout at Twitter, isn't he?
He is.
Banning journalists for doxing him. Charging people to have a tick. That's brilliant as well.
It's not good,
Well, I mean, he can do what he likes with it. He's a multi-millionaire. He can do what he likes. People talk about it being the public town square. Well, it's not. It can't be. It's owned by an individual. It's not owned by the public. It's owned by a millionaire.
Right.
So it's at the beck and whim of what he wants to do with it. But he does seem to be doing the right things. But I don't trust him. I put him in the same bracket as Gates and all the others in that.
Can't trust any of them.
Well, no, not really. And they're so blatant. They say it to your face what they're up to. I mean, that Klaus Schwab is absolutely dangerous. If you turn that footage he says into black and white, you think, God, this is Nazi Germany. But no, it's last week at the World Economic Forum.
Yeah. I think Dino got a shock when I came on because I've never been on before, But I wanted to say hello and stuff. And
it's always nice when I remember I used to listen to a lot of these lives and never come in, and then you make that jump and you go, oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I think Dino appreciates it, but
yeah,
he obviously can't hear it.
Oh God.
So you've had a bit of a stressful Christmas then?
Yeah, it's not been good.
Yeah,
it's not been too good. She's all right now. I've just got to keep an eye on her. She's got like a jumper on from the vets, and I've got to watch her with a wound. She's had to have operation. She had the ovaries. It was ovaries and then something else removed.
Right.
She was infected. She had a high infection, like serious infection, and it was either get the operation, get her put down, or give her this injection, which will only come back. And I just said to them, do the operation, because when you love your dog that much,
Absolutely, yeah,
you
no,
can't.
yeah.
it was a 97% chance she's going to survive it. So I just did it. And the vet said she's healthy otherwise, but I've just got to keep an eye on her.
Yeah. No, you can't put a price on love, really, can you?
Nah.
I think that's what a lot of parents think when they're buying these really expensive presents for their kids, you know, these Xboxes and whatever, these electric scooters, which cost hundreds, thousands in the case of these scooters.
Yeah,
But
that
they
suit was a dear. For sure.
They don't work very well in slippery ice.
I wouldn't even like to try.
Well, I had to go on one and I pulled back the accelerator and I shut off. I went, God, I didn't realise these go this fast. Last time I went on a scooter, I was about 5 years old and I was pushing it with one leg. This thing I pulled back, it was like Back to the Future or something.
Yeah, I remember them little metal scooters with the small wheels. I remember them. Yeah,
it was a Triang scooter.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
That's what
You've
I
got all
had.
sorts now, like all sorts. You've got them bloody electric scooters. You've got these petrol RC cars and nitro. Yeah, it's crazy. It's all money.
Yeah, but it's the ones that drive them around Brighton, God, they're nutters. Up the pavement, into the road, across the road, anywhere, into the shop.
And they're fast as well. They're not slow. They're really, really
No,
good.
they're not. No, they're going like 20, 30 mile an hour.
At least. My friend had one, Subaru Impreza. It was doing 60. Easy.
Good grief. No helmet.
Yeah, this was a RC car. Nitro RC. Radio control.
Right.
Yeah,
One of those.
It was fast, man. I said, "You're going to break that." He said, "I don't care. It's only money." I was like, "Well, you're crazy, mate."
Where's he drive that around then? Has he got a nice patch of land?
There's a bit of concrete where we live, and he just goes on there with it. But yeah, he's got to be careful with it because he's crashed it a few times. It's cost him like £100 and that to get fixed. Because if you crash them, you can destroy them. Like
Yeah, they just They just shatter.
Yeah.
They're super light, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not very good. Like they're not very sturdy.
I don't
like
think
watching
Dino's.
them,
I don't think Dino's coming back. You know.
No, he might. He probably will. Hope so.
Well, shall we do a quiz?
Yeah, can do. I'm not very good with quizzes, but I'll have a go.
What's chat saying? I can actually see the chat tonight. So
How do I do that? Because I know it says mic, cam, chat, more, and leave. What do I do?
I've got it on my TV. So there's a button that shows chat on the TV, which I didn't know. I thought.
Technology, man. Oof.
Anyway, we've got a guest in. Let's just check who it is. Let me just put the screen up. Is that you, Dino?
Hi.
I don't think that's him. Can you put your hand up? Just.
Am I welcome back on?
Is that you, Crinkle? Is that you, Crinkle?
It could be.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Honestly, everything went blank, and I've had to restart my laptop, and everything's fine again for now.
Oh, for now, yeah, big word.
Yeah, a bit weird. It only ever happens when I'm on StreamYard. So
Yeah,
there's another
so,
app. People are using another app, but I don't know what it's called now. I can't remember. But there's another app you can use as well. I can't remember the name of it.
Prism.
Is it Twitch?
No, it's an app like StreamYards, but you can have as many cameras as you want up. There's no limit. I can't remember what you call it now.
Oh well, find that out for me. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, I will.
No, I was just saying that a few channels I've been watching that use StreamYards have had the same issue, Dino. So don't take it personally.
I'll get my tablet and have a look.
No. I'm being sabotaged and attacked and hacked.
Well, we could go down that road if you want to get some viewers.
Yes, please.
There's controversy going.
Don't get me involved in that because I've been arrested for that in the past. Never do
No,
it again.
I don't go near that. David's just reminded me. There's another one called Restream that are quite good as well.
I'll have to have a look.
Restream, yeah, I've heard of that. Okay, I'll have to look into all that, to be honest with you, because StreamYard's really pissing me off. It happens
Well, it's letting us down,
too
isn't it?
often.
Way too often.
Yeah, I've noticed Chubby Rain's in there, Fluke's backstage, Eamon's in there. Are you doing Carol's in there? Are you doing Carol? Tony Whitworth, the Energy Performance of Buildings Director. Oof, right, okay.
Oh yeah, and Prism. They're all coming out. David knows a lot here. David would have us all on CB radio if he could, though.
Okay, I will put the link up. Then Fluke can come on. 1984 TV's in there as well, guys. Maybe not tonight, mate, but we'll sort that one out.
Where's Eddie? Eddie.
84. When we do our thing, we'll do it. We'll start a lot earlier. We're going to put the word right. Me in 1984. What, one night? So. Yeah, Tony. I saw that. Yeah, she got done, didn't she, for praying silently on the street? A Christian woman, apparently.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, there's exclusion zones around these abortion centres.
By British police.
Wow.
Yeah, there's exclusion zones around these abortion clinics now. I don't know how far it stretches out, but some interfering busybody obviously reported her to the police because they weren't just driving past and saw her. And also, there was nobody in the abortion centre while she was doing it.
Mm.
And who was filming it? But it did happen. We all saw it, didn't we? That is thought crime, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and that's coming in more and more. More and more people are mentioning that. That's because it's fucking true.
It's more Orwellian by the day.
Absolutely, and that's where 1984 TV comes into a lot of things, I think, discussion-wise. And I don't think tonight, but we'll do it, mate. Carol's there. I think it's Carol. I just better make sure. I'm sorry about doing this.
Carol, they don't arrest Muslims for praying on their little rugs, do they? But if they did it outside an abortion clinic, they might.
All right.
Hi, Carol.
Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah, cool.
So how do the Polish celebrate Christmas?
Well, we have a big family dinner, We don't give a shit about the presents, we just gather up and talk,
And is there no Father Christmas or any of that nonsense then?
Oh yeah, we do that as well, but presents don't bother us, man. We don't go crazy for fucking presents like they're doing here, do they? It's crazy,
Family's important, man. Family is
exactly.
everything.
It's all about family, man.
It's the family and the food. That is, yeah. That to me is the most important thing. It's the family and the food, and the fact that I didn't have to cook it.
I mean, the other day I was in a shopping centre getting some left bits and bobs, just the last bits and bobs I needed for the meal, and these fucking plebs were just going crazy, Discounts, presents,
Carol,
presents.
What's your main? Because over here, it's like turkey in it, and goose.
Sorry, buddy. What was your question?
Yeah, I mean, what's your main?
Oh yeah. Okay. So our signature. So basically, our signature dish in Poland is carp. The fish carp. Yeah. We eat them. We eat that. And we eat pierogi, we eat borscht, it's lovely stuff, man. But obviously, we had turkey this year. You know, we sort of had it in an English style. You know, we sort of
Well,
mixed
the
it up.
whole
You know, we had
turkey
some-
thing, the turkey thing came across from America. In actual fact, it wasn't
Yeah,
really a
Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
tradition. Yeah, that they infiltrated its way over here, and Bernard
America,
Baptist
it's
was
crazy,
rubbing his
isn't
hands
it? They
together.
they deep fry their turkeys. It's disgusting, isn't it? Did you see what they
Well,
do? They fry it, don't they? They put it in a fucking
Yeah, the entire
oil
thing.
pan.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Fuck that. No wonder why
how they
they're
not
so
got food
fat.
poisoning?
Well, at
Food
least they're not
poisoning.
dry.
No.
Right, okay. I'm gonna bring. This is
Alan-
definitely Fluke.
Alan Lynn hasn't been in, and I'm worried about her now. So if you want to get back to me and let me know what's happened to her.
Yeah, what's up, Fluke?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, man.
Hey Chubby, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming
Hey,
on. How
Dave.
you doing, Fluke? Good to see you,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah, I'm all good vibes and all that tonight.
Nice
so.
to see Fluke, man.
Okay.
Nice to see him
Yeah,
coming back.
Good
Oi,
vibes.
oi, Fluke, keep your hat on, keep warm.
I don't think I'm going to
don't
die
even-
of
don't even-
hypothermia at any point, so I'm sure I'll be fine.
That's good.
Can
Don't
I
even
just
mention.
address a couple of things that have all been mentioned, or if
Of
that's
course
right
you
with
can,
guys?
mate. Of course you
Go.
can. Come straight in. Yeah.
Right, okay. Let's deal with Elon Musk for a start.
In you
I've
go,
got
Fluke.
My list of shit to deal with Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk.
He's got a list and he's checking it twice.
Oh, right, I'm checking it.
He's going to
twice.
find out who's
Elon
naughty
Musk
and
is a
nice.
fucking liar, mate.
And
That's what he is.
The rest is up to you. But he's in
conning the
favour
world.
of universal. He's in favour of universal basic income, right? He's a climate change pusher, right? He's invested in the whole electronic car thing, which is all about control, right? That's
Yeah.
him. He's into Neuralink, which is hooking up people's brains to, 4Gs and 5G and all the rest of it, which is all to do with transhumanism. His bullshit space program is about as fucking unbelievable as you can get. He put a convertible car into space, and people believe that shit. Fucking do me a fucking break, right? He's pro-vax, saying the science was unequivocal, right? He was pro-lockdown. He was pro-lockdown as well, and he's been a World Economic Forum member since the year 2008 as a young global leader. I don't think I can even remember anybody voting for Elon Musk. So how can
That's
be
how he
world global
became
leader?
popular, didn't he? Because he,
Right, and
that's
his
when he sold
father and
eBay.
Right, and his father and grandfather were both technocracy advocates. There you go. That's Elon Musk.
It's definitely ticking a lot of boxes there, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
Elon
looked
Musk
at
in
it
a
today,
nutshell.
actually. I
I'm a
looked at
fucking globalist.
petition. I wanted to start a new petition for the parliaments to say the World Economic Forum is not welcome in our parliament. And there was one earlier about in 2020, June, and it got rejected. And the reason for the rejection was you don't actually state a specific thing that you want the government to do. So I was thinking maybe we could put a new petition up saying ban the World Economic Forum, and we want the government not to go to any meetings to the World Economic not to have any meetings on the
Does anyone know if Sadiq Khan is World Economic Forum?
Yes.
Because he fucking
Yeah.
sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
And his wife.
With his fucking ULEZ crap. I mean,
Right,
that
okay.
He's a man of the people, though. Keep that in mind.
There is a new petition waiting there to be started. Go on to UK Parliament petitions. You look into ban the World Economic Forum petition. You'll see that it was already rejected because it was done.
No offense, Chubby, but these petitions mean fuck all, mate.
Well,
No offense.
it's a start. It's a start. We have to use every
I don't
available
give a shit, mate.
of course.
No, you're right, but Carol's right. They go nowhere, petitions, do they? To be honest, I mean the intention brilliant, but you know they don't go anywhere.
I've seen some of them with
What the fuck do we do about this shit?
I think if I'm involved, I think I might go somewhere because I'm pretty badass, you know. I'm pretty bad at most of the things. I'm good at this stuff. So if somebody can rehash the petition for no more of the UK government to have meetings with the World Economic Forum, that would be perfect.
Can I come in on that, please?
Well, we should expand on that and disassociate ourselves from any members of the World Economic Forum. Therefore, out goes Richie Sunak, Theresa May, Liz Truss, Boris Johnson, Prince Charles,
Definitely
King
Sadiq
Charles,
Khan. He needs to fucking go.
Sadiq Khan. The list goes on.
Oh, mate, I've had enough of that twat, mate. Him and his Eulers crap.
The president of the United States called him Rashid Sunak or something, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It was Rashid Sunak.
You got the name.
Yeah, they couldn't pronounce their own fucking surnames in America, let alone anybody else's country. So don't worry about that.
Biden can't even walk upstairs, ride a bike, or finish a sentence. Everything he says is written on auto cue in a giant, massive font.
Donald
Mate,
Trump
that guy
Jr.
could.
put a video out today.
I'll be honest with you.
He
I'll
fell
be honest
asleep.
with you. That guy couldn't run a bath, let alone a country.
No. He's completely controlled. Completely controlled.
Mate,
I
he
don't
fell
even think
asleep
he's
in another
controlled.
interview.
I think he's just like a
He is.
mental person they put
It's
in
the
there.
same in the UK.
Convinced the left that cancel culture was a good idea. Do you know what I mean? But
Somebody
let me. Can I just do one thing, Dino? Okay.
Go on then, speak.
Big
Okay.
folks.
Sorry. Richie Sunak, World Economic Forum member. Liz Truss, World Economic Forum. Boris Johnson and his father are both World Economic Forum members. And Boris Johnson's father was a proponent, and you can watch this on YouTube, it's still on there, was for population
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
depopulation agenda, right?
Yeah.
Also, like you said, Theresa May, World Economic Forum, Prince Charles, World Economic Forum. Prince Charles apparently has 6 Learjets and 4 fucking helicopters that take him around the world whenever he wants. And he's got a collection of vintage Aston Martins. But apparently you're not allowed to drive your Nissan Micra anywhere. So go think why it is that you can't do what you want to do, but he can do what he wants to do, right? Here's another example, right? Where are we? Sorry, I've lost my fucking page now.
It's
So
got notes.
you've got Bill Gates. Bill Gates has got 6 Learjets, a fleet of fucking helicopters, and a collection of 911s, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
So it's okay for him to have all that shit, but he wants you to be your Nissan Micra. Right? On top of that, Bill Gates, right, is on the climate change agenda with a Nazi Pelosi. Sorry, yeah, Nazi Pelosi. You know
Yeah,
what I
Nancy Pelosi, that's the one, mate.
Harry Blue, man.
Bill Gates, all these other fucking freaks, right? And they're still promoting. What they're doing is they're promoting the global warming agenda, although it's been disproven, and that's when it changed to climate change, right?
That's right. Yes.
Right. So now what happens is these people still communicate the same message that the ice caps are going to melt and the sea levels are going to rise. All of these people, including Al Gore, who is literally the centerpiece of the climate change agenda, all of these people own beachfront properties.
Yeah.
If you was owning a if you really believed in the fact
that the world, the icebergs were going to melt.
If you really believed that
Wouldn't buy a beach
the ice caps were going to melt and the sea levels were going to rise, why do you all own beachfront properties? Surely you would have built a little house in the mountains where you were way away from all this trouble that you. But they're full of shit because they're a lying bunch of cunts. It's as simple as that. And I'll open up. Obviously, let them.
By the way, where is Greta Thunberg? I've been heard from her for a while.
She's 18 now, not relevant.
Oh, she's probably still having psychoelectrical problems. Do you know what I mean? She's probably still seeing a psychologist. She was mental when she first came on the fucking scene. That fucking bird is as mad as a bag of frogs. She was run by her parents, who are both apparently linked to the CIA as well. How strange is that?
Her father's a film director and her mother's an actress.
Spy Kid. He's a spy kid. Have you watched the movie called Spy Kids?
Brilliant movie.
How fucking mad is it? This is the thing. How mad is it that the governments of the world can bring out a deranged child, right, to tell you what to do with your life? A 14-year-old kid that's going to tell you how to live your life. Nutter. You know, it's not, and this is how much of the piss they're taking out of us. They're going to drag out some fucking 14-year-old deranged child whose parents are fucking nuts, obviously, you know, and funnel them with shitloads of money, by the way. Don't remember the money. Don't forget the money. You know, and then suddenly present her as the face of climate change. She's going to save the world. This 14-year-old deranged child.
Have you read any extracts from her new book, Fluke?
What? If you think I'm going to buy it, fucking.
That's why I said extracts. Like you might have seen it somewhere, but it's pretty much a communist manifesto. And this is being distributed to children.
Yeah, exactly. The whole situation, all of this climate change, all of this COVID bollocks is all about communism and control and Marxism. That's what it's about.
And money, don't forget. How much money have they made?
And money, because they get all the money and the other side considered right-wing.
And the fear factor as well. Don't forget the fear factor.
Yeah. Well, they get all the money to offset the CO2, don't they? You know, so they can pay the money to offset the carbon emissions, isn't it? They want to pay the planet's money, you know.
What's really interesting
this goes to carbon credits and
I
all
just
the
think
rest
there's
of it.
fuck all wrong with whatever we put out there. I just think nature deals with it all. I don't think
of course,
I've not seen any change whatsoever in climate change whatsoever, no matter what we put in the air. I just believe nothing's happened.
I mean, if the CO2 is that bad, why can't we just grow more fucking trees, mate? You know, they consume CO2 and turn it into oxygen. That's the problem.
That's a good point. I'd like to address that, right? Because in cities up and down the country where they're trialing 5G, they're cutting down trees because the trees interfere with the 5G signal.
Yeah.
Why would you cut down trees when you're trying to protect the climate by saying, you know, we need more trees? And then councils up and down the country who are trialing 5G are cutting down trees. Why, if you wanted to protect the environment, why would you cut down trees?
Get this one.
I live in the countryside, and they've just cut down a lot of trees in nearby my area because they're going to put up new houses. It's ridiculous.
They cut down 18,000 trees in Scotland to put up wind farm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's not even funny, is it?
I don't even fucking work properly, mate.
It's not funny, but it needs to be fucking exposed for what it is. It's bullshit.
Look, can we start laughing about it now? Because Alan Partridge is having a laugh.
You know, these people are taking the piss out.
Ha ha! Alan Partridge, superb, absolutely brilliant. Round of applause. No one cares.
I just can't wait till August next year. You know, when the ULEZ is going to expand, shit's going to kick the fan. You know, shit's going to hit the fan, mate. Telling you.
What? When? What? When? What? Where?
Well, Sadiq Khan wants to expand the ULEZ, doesn't he?
What's that?
The what, Carol?
The ULEZ, you know, the ultra low emission zones. So basically, people have to pay like £12.50 a day to drive in London. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
of
he
course
now
he
wants
was,
to
yeah.
expand it around the M25.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
just,
fucking
another,
nuts,
he's just
mate.
another communist cunt that wants
Yeah,
to
well,
stop you from going where you want to go.
that's
But
your
when he
15-minute
wants to journey
agenda, I
across
think.
London, he can take his limousine and his fucking whatever, and he can travel whenever he wants, whenever he wants, with his Learjets and his helicopters and his fucking Rolls Royces and everything else. But you can't drive your Micra from Croydon to fucking, Fulham. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Right,
crazy, man.
But it's okay
I mean,
for him.
ever since he took over, London's been a right nightmare. There's been he's been closing down roads. He's been closing so
That's-
much traffic displacements.
And
you
that's
know.
always been the agenda. The agenda is the left takes control of everything with their council culture and all their bullshit. Do you know what I
He's
mean?
also increased the fines as well. If you get caught, yeah, like, let's say you do a cheeky
Well,
left.
they got the
which I did.
technology. They got the technology to get
Oh
the
mate,
fine
I
done
got
really
caught by one of
quickly
these
now.
cameras. So basically,
You
there's
only
a
have to
massive-
pop into a bus lane to overtake somebody, and you'll get
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Well, me mate's got done on a bus lane because he pulled over to the bus lane to let the ambulance through.
There you go.
Bam. £180.
But they
Yeah.
tell you to let them past. It's daft, isn't it?
Now
Yep.
all the bus lanes in London are in operation at all times, by the way. So never ever touch them.
Yeah, and
They're on
and, you know,
24/7 now.
and if you're driving like that, you do not have to stop for any ambulance. You do not have to stop and pull to one side. You can keep going.
Yeah,
You
I
do not have
do
to
now as
stop
well.
for an ambulance.
But anyway, the ambulance should be in the bloody bus lane, surely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh
should be
mate,
taking the
honestly,
quickest
don't
route,
it? They get me
shouldn't it?
going.
Yeah. Good point.
None of it makes any sense, does it? Really, when you look at it logically and sensibly, you go, "Oh no, none of this makes any sense. This is all about money. This is all about control."
Oh,
But it's
Control.
become very clear what they're doing now. That's the interesting part of it, and we're all talking about it a bit more, hopefully.
This is
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
with
we
control.
are trying to
Money's a
clearer.
money's a byproduct of this. What it's about is about control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about controlling population because they've already got control of the monetary system. They control the stock market. They control the gold market. They control the silver market. They can control the whole commodities market, whether it be, this valuable resource or that or coal
Lithium.
or oil or lithium. I mean, they control all of that. Now what they want is control of the people. That's what they want control of.
They will never
If they can't control the people, there'll be if they fail to control the people, they're going to get rebellion. That's what they're going to get, and they fucking.
I'm a renegade. I'm a renegade. They'll never control me. And I think I've
Good,
found
man.
you guys. You like-minded guys to me. I think I found yours because this is my path in life. I asked to be like friends with people who know what's going on, and here I am. So well done, everyone. We all awake on here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We all
talking
know.
about control.
Tony Whitworth, absolutely great point. Cancer is a business. All illnesses are a business today, for sure. I mean, look how many care homes have gone up in the last couple of decades
COVID-19.
and things like that. We're supposed to be living longer. We're supposed to be getting healthier. You know, we're supposed to be progressing with medicines, etc., and things like that.
Another thing, Dino, they say this cancer research, it's been going around for a long time and they still haven't found a cure. You know what I mean? There will be a cure out there, but they're just not telling you about it. There's special people who'll get it. Stupid.
Well, they won't do because one, it's a depopulation control factor, you know, and two, they're making big fucking business out of it.
Yeah.
People's
Listen,
illnesses. It's
there is
absolutely
definitely a cure for
ridiculous.
cancer, but they don't want you to know that.
Like, where's all the PhD and master's students curing cancer? There is none in
Especially off this COVID business, you know, where people have been put down for so many different types of deaths, and it all came after this vaccination business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I think Dino, I don't know if you implicitly said that as a reason, but the point you made was without, maybe you did or didn't realise, but you said COVID business. It's
Yes.
about money.
Business
It's
and control.
It's about money. It's about control. It's about
Making people panic and shit. Not good.
yeah, just and it is COVID was a business. It was never a fucking health issue. It's as simple as that. Why
It
you
It was a
got
scam.
Barola,
When you say money and
and all
control,
these fucking people made so much money out of this.
Yeah. money is
Just off,
control.
just off the first vaccine alone, right? Barola, who was the CEO of Pfizer, estimated that they would make $34 billion from a free vaccine.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
remind me, right? If we can think between 6 of us that are on this live stream, if we can think of a product, right, that we can give away free of charge and make $34 billion, right? Please let me know, because I'll be definitely in on that fucking scam.
This is Dragon's Den now.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They
a
can,
scam.
they can put them vaccines where the sun don't shine, for sure.
They got a cheat code. They got a cheat code in it a vaccine.
What happens is, it's funny that at the same time that Barola and Pfizer released the $34 billion worth of vaccines, that the British government printed $37 billion in cash, right? To pay for what? To pay for what?
Free drugs.
Oh, the free drugs that Barola's going to make $34 billion.
Well, now we're paying for it, aren't we?
Yeah,
we are.
we'll always be paying for it.
With all the inflation.
I can't make you guys a cup of tea, right, and sell it to you for £34 billion and pretend that it's free of charge.
Exactly.
Nonsense.
Don't forget, Boris said if you buy a new kettle, you'll save yourself 10 quid.
Well, the last thing
Boris Johnson, if I met Boris Johnson in the street, I would beat the fucking living crap out of that fat motherfucker.
For sure. Yeah.
It's not
You'd have to get in the queue.
And yes, I am calling for violence.
Let's not go there.
Careful what you say.
He's only joking, YouTube gods.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube, he's
Fuck
only
YouTube.
joking. Oh, you're such a rebel, Fluke.
I fucking hate them all. I fucking hate
He's a good man. That's what he is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We hate them all, don't we? With equal contempt.
That's it.
But loads of people are going to have made money out of that scamdemic. Think about Matt Hancock's pub landlord mate selling PPE to the NHS. Think about Sunbelt, these plant equipment company that supplied all the fencing and lighting and power generators for all those jab centres. Think about all the pharmacies.
AstraZeneca.
It just goes on.
Yeah, all the pharmacies, AstraZeneca's, all the doctors. The doctors in the UK got a £10,000 pay rise not to see any patients during COVID.
Some of them were getting 30 quid. They were getting 30 quid a shot. Every shot they were getting, they were getting 30 quid.
They were either getting paid 10 grand a year extra not to see patients, unless they were COVID patients, and then they got paid for seeing COVID patients. What a pile of bullshit. What an absolute pile of bullshit, right? This was an absolute con, right? And the only reason they got away with this con is because 60-70% of the British population would just go, oh, the government said this, so I'm going to suck their dick and I'm going to go along with whatever the government says. That's how they get away with this shit.
Because they're all in their own bubbles.
Compliance. That's how they get away with it.
These people, man, they're all in their bubbles. They don't know anything.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes think And maybe I was in the past. Back in the past, I did kind of live in a bubble. When I was in my teens, I probably did, actually. It was very hedonistic. It was all about having a good time, going to work, getting money, spending it. But as you get older and you get responsibilities and you have to pay for shit, you're going, what am I paying for here? What's this council tax actually going on? Why is my gas and electric so fucking expensive? Why does it cost the same amount to get on a train to London as it does to get on an aeroplane to Ibiza? Return.
What is council tax paid for? Because I don't see it. I don't see any results.
Well, apparently for cleaning the street, picking up rubbish, police and... they do provide a list.
Potholes in the road
if we're paying council tax for that, so why do we have to pay the income tax?
Well, let's not forget they did nothing for 2 years apart from put signs up telling us to keep away from each other.
Council tax is just a government tax. It's just a way of taking money away from people so they can fucking fund their bullshit crap, like fucking, 37 billion pounds. Right, to fund the track and trace system that never worked. Right?
Yeah, like robbery.
So if you're going to fund a 37 billion pound track and trace system that doesn't work, are we going to get as taxpayers our money back? I very much fucking doubt it. They
don't forget to mention the income tax
big
as well.
Corporations and everybody else. Everyone made a shitload of money, and we got fuck all out of it. No track and trace, no fucking anything else, no refund. Nobody sent all that money back to the government and refunded it to the taxpayer. You got more chance of taking a shit in the fucking king's wallet than you've got of fucking getting that money back.
King's wallet? Is that a pub?
It's like the old saying, because the Queen's
that is
dead,
an old
saying,
saying, Luke. Fucking hell, you're showing your age now, mate.
Including
you can't
my
take a shit in the Queen's handbag anymore, so it's now take a shit in the Queen's wallet.
Right, including my council tax bill, I'm paying altogether £1,300 a month in taxes.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yep.
Well, you should be paying more and eating bugs.
Every time I get paid, every time I get my pay
annoying
slip.
Person, why are you still alive?
Every time I get my pay slip, they take a grand off me. £1 gone in taxes.
It's robbery.
Then the council tax is costing me another £200 a month.
Wow.
Fluke, do you remember what it was before the council tax? Do you remember what they used to call it before council tax? It was rates, wasn't it? Rates.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Rates.
Well, it's poll tax, wasn't it?
No, they tried to call it poll tax, but they couldn't get away with it. So
I remember.
But before that, it was rates, and it was based on your house and your income, wasn't it?
They can, okay. And this is what I'm saying, and I agree with you, Trev, But at the end of the day, it's just, how are we going to fleece these people until they agree with it? So if you don't agree with, rates, then we'll call it poll tax. And if you don't agree with that, we'll call it council tax. And we'll call it a different type of tax until you go along with it. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole fucking point. It's pure psychology. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. We'll just rephrase we'll just rephrase the tax until you agree to pay it. Do you know what I mean? There you go. That's psychology. That's not fucking economics. Do you know what I mean? That's just psychology.
What makes me laugh is the
sausage tax or a fucking burger tax or a fish and finger tax. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
What about a carbon tax? A carbon tax.
Don't forget that.
Or a climate tax.
Window tax.
This tax. As long as you pay up, do you know what I mean? And you give us your money.
Inheritance tax.
What they call it. They don't
That's right. They did it. No, I forget when they had the. Was it in the 1800s they had a window tax and people started blocking out their windows in order not to pay?
They actually had window tax, and poll tax was around over 100 years ago. It started off as poll tax over 100 years ago, apparently. So it has moved on from then, and like Fluke just said, it's been called many different names. but we still go ahead and pay it, and then the results from what we pay are fuck all. We see nothing, no results from all that.
Hang
money.
on. Dino, haven't you got a fantastic police service? Haven't you got an amazing
Yeah,
police
they're brilliant.
service?
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Right, yeah, right.
Really amenable
police
and
service,
really
yeah.
approachable.
Yeah, non-corrupt.
They're never there when you need
Yeah.
them.
Aren't they fantastic?
Never.
No?
Never.
Yeah, I've
Sure.
encountered a few of those police officers, and they generally harass photographers. They don't.
Well, they don't like anyone recording what their ridiculous
they don't fight any
activities.
crimes. They don't investigate burglaries and this, that, and the other, and all the rest of it. They don't
Never
do none
ever
of
gonna
that.
forget Reggie's video about that woman. That was ridiculous.
I've actually done an investigation into taxes. What they did was, when somebody said, like, let's not pay tax anymore because they're not spending it the way we wanted, what they did was they give people taxes money. It's called universal credit these days. And they said, this is what taxes can do for you. They'll pay your wages, they'll pay your housing benefit. So this is why paying taxes is good. And that's what they did. My main opinion is, don't pay taxes, folks. If you can get away with it, don't pay it.
That's it.
But
Sorry,
none of
Dino,
us can get away with it. It's the rich that can get away with it. The super rich are the ones that are clever enough to avoid the tax. It's us
I don't
locked
have
down
it.
at the
I don't
bottom
have
who
enough
can't
money to
avoid
set up
it.
a bank in Switzerland.
No, I can't
just,
avoid
sorry,
it.
Dino, just quickly. I've got to
That's
pop
the
off.
trick, isn't it? That's the game.
No
That's
worries,
the game.
Flute.
That's
Okay, Flute. No worries, mate.
the game.
Well, this new latest scam is the energy prices, isn't it? I just had my bill come through £270 for the month, you know, and all I did was send them £50, and they sent me a letter saying that's not enough, and I said, well, tough.
That's
So you're
all I
gonna get
got.
out of me?
Mm.
You know, I'm not paying you anymore. Go fuck yourselves. Wait till the summer.
But I know they can't cut off water legally.
No, they can't
but
cut off electricity
I
either.
think I don't know about electricity and gas.
No, they
I
can't.
really
They
don't.
can't. They can't.
And these are all
Avoid it.
private companies, remember? So each one has their own different rules. I mean, they're all meant to be under an Ofsted,
Ofgem. That's the one.
Ofgem thing.
Fucking useless cunts. Ofgem. Did
But-
nothing to protect the consumers.
Well, no, they're not there to do that. They're there to protect the companies.
EDF are scumbags. They've pulled their pants down and they
I don't like them.
fucked us, mate.
We need,
What
we,
they
need,
done.
guys, we need to stop paying taxes, Craig, because our taxes are funding wars. They're funding the World Economic Forum.
That's it, mate. That's it.
All right, we need to stop paying taxes. Everyone, it has to be like a thing. If anyone's good at this stuff, go out there and start a campaign. Let's not pay taxes until we agree with that. With what our taxes are paying for is in our best interests. That's what we should be doing. We should hold the tax people to account and say, yeah, we'll pay tax, we don't mind, but as long as it's in the people's best interests, because at the minute it isn't, you know.
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of tax. I mean, just go to the shop, you're taxed. Your wages are taxed. You have no control over this.
No, I haven't got control over this.
I know
That's right.
people
my
have
employer to
stopped paying their
doing
council
it, but they
tax.
said no.
That's right.
They said they got to do it.
And that's why it's true what I'm saying, because they have got us over barrel. You know, I mean, we need to like do something. So we need a leader. We need someone who knows what's going on. We need a leader. I hope it's not me, but we need a leader. You know, we're not going to be. You don't want to be paying taxes to fund wars, do you?
Nah.
Killed. You know, we don't want to be funding.
That's why they were asking for donations, weren't
How
they?
do we stop people from doing that?
We need a leader. Dino, you can be the leader.
But no, seriously, you're talking about millions upon people, and they're all. If we can't stop them paying the TV license, which is very, very fucking simple, really, compared to the consequences, which are really zero. Why don't we start doing that as a starter and then move on from that? Because that's, for me, that's so easy to do.
Yeah, I've already done that.
How do you convince people that it's easy? Because most people are still scared of doing it.
Yeah,
Even in
I've
fear
paid
of
a
doing
TV
that.
license for 2 years.
As I've already said, the problem is if too many people stop paying TV licensing, they're just going to put it on their council tax bills, and they're already talking about doing it.
They're trying to do that, aren't they? Yeah.
That would be a step too far.
At least it's people saying, at least it's kind of a stance where people are saying, it's like, fuck me, they're not paying it anymore. So, God, they might be invisible here.
No, but look, you only have to look at the BBC. They, in the last probably 10 years, they have spent loads of money building Salford, regenerating the place in London, selling off BBC Television Centre to housing development and shops. They're making a lot of money out of idiots who are paying for this shit, and it is shit.
Yeah.
And so they know it's a bit like the Tories. They're rats on a sinking ship now, and it's spend while they can until the next thing comes along. And BBC is dead. That format of paying for a television license, it goes back to having a radio, which goes back to the war. And that was so people were actually paying to have propaganda put into their homes by the BBC. That's how dumb we were.
Yeah, but they didn't want to
I
do
wasn't
it,
around
Trevor.
there, by the way.
They didn't want to do that. I don't think many people saw it.
Well, think back to the Second World War. Maybe, the people, that was their only way of getting information, was the radio and newspapers.
Yeah.
And what they spoke to people on the street or down the pub. Now the way we get our information is so varied.
It's so varied, but it's still vast.
Yeah, it's huge. As you can. Yes, we talk about going into rabbit holes. You find an interest in something, you go down a rabbit hole, don't you? And that's what you can do with these things now. But yeah, what I'm saying is that the BBC is over. It's over. They can't go on like that. And even these streaming companies are struggling now. Disney Plus, Paramount, all of these people, dividing up what used to be cable TV into individual service providers isn't working. People won't subscribe to all of them. And a lot of people only last a month and then unsubscribe. Or the ones that hang on have forgotten they've still got a subscription. Or in the case of Disney Plus, they're giving it away with mobile phone contracts. You get a year's Disney Plus if you get a mobile phone contract.
Netflix are giving that with Sky now. Like, I've been with Sky for 12 years, but it's disgusting, the prices of it. It's like 65 quid a month. It's just a rip-off.
Well, Netflix are a joke now. They're not what they used to be. I mean,
Sky are in league with the TV licensing people, by the way. They inform them immediately.
Yeah, stay away from Sky.
When you sign up with Sky.
Wonder why I've been in trouble a few times.
Yeah, that's Sky doing that.
Yeah. I just tell them when I come to the door, I've got no TV. I don't know what you're talking about. But they
I
obviously
only
know.
lasted with Sky for 1 week.
I've got a TV. I don't watch live broadcasts. Goodbye.
Yeah, Chili John Khan does the videos about this stuff. Go watch him. How to get rid of these TV licensing numbers.
Well, we all know this, but it's getting that word out there to the normies, and it won't get out there in mainstream media because they're all in on the gig. They all profit from the BBC.
The thing with
in
TV
some
licensing,
ways,
what pisses me off is, to be fair, quite a lot of people stopped paying it. But now,
it's a shame because
all the old people got to pay for it now.
mentioned it to many people who still won't get rid of it. And
No,
even
my
though
mum
it's been
won't.
mentioned to
I've explained it to my mum. I've showed her videos. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I don't think I should. I said,
yeah.
you should. You should.
I don't get
Too
it. Because
scared.
it's like
Well, the most
showing
common
them, it's
answer
like,
you get from people is, "Oh, I can't be bothered to deal with all this nonsense. Oh, I can't be bothered with these people turning up to my door, so I'll just pay." You know, that is
You
intimidation,
don't
isn't
need to
it?
pay.
They get
You need to
intimidated.
stand up for yourself.
What's that, Flip?
It's so easy. You tell them you don't want a TV license, and they don't contact you for 2 years, and then they contact you in 2 years and say, "Do you want a TV license?" You go, "No, thank you," and they don't contact
Yeah,
you
that's
for
what
another
I've just
2
done.
years, and that's how it goes.
I recently had to fill out this form again online, but I never give them my details. I just make them up, Mr. Donald McDonald from McDonald Farm. You know.
I just put Jimmy Savile in everything and Rolf Harris, just rub it in the faces.
Or Donald Duck, I live in Paris, Disneyland, something like that, you know.
yeah. I mean,
I was hoping to get
it's
some knocks
like
on the door.
Brett says, how do you wake everyone up? I mean, not everyone, because that won't happen.
I've given up. I've actually given up. I've fallen out with people over this shit, and you're banging your head against the brick wall a lot of the time.
They only wake up when they want to wake up. That's it.
It's kind of selfish, my attitude now, but it's kind of I'm looking out for myself, really.
Yeah, me too. I've given up with people. You know, I just hate people.
Do you not think maybe the best thing could be, like, when the crunch comes to the crunch and it all kind of breaks up that one day, and you know it's all torn apart, and that's it. We're all lost, and things like that, and it's all torn apart. And do you not think that could be it will be a new start?
Isn't that what's happening now? You've just described exactly what's happened over the last 2 years.
Right. So
it has all gone to shit. It has all gone to shit. They've said it themselves. They want a reset. They want a new world order, and this is what we're experiencing right now. The smart meters, the electric cars, the 15-minute cities. I mean, imagine this scenario that you have to get in touch with your local council because you want to drive your car up to Edinburgh to see your sick, dying auntie.
It's stupid.
And you have to, and you're only allowed to pass out of your city 4 times a year, so you can use one of your passes to go up and see your sick, dying auntie in Edinburgh in your car.
I've sussed it the one word, right? Life is a fight. And that is all we do. We fight, don't we? We fight against the system. We fight against this. We fight against that. And that's what this existence that we're all in now, right? We've all fought to get here now. We've all fought. Yeah, it's a fight. We've all fought. And I think that this is like another existence to what was real. I think we're probably in heaven now. I think there is another right, which was the real one. And I think this one that we are now is a copy. We all fight, yeah. But in the real planet Earth, everything is just like blood. You know, and I think we're living like a simulation. I think it's the Matrix type of thing. Yeah, carry on.
I heard that off a few people.
Do you know what, Eamon? It's looking that way for me. I've thought that as well. One world leader. Well, I wouldn't say one person, obviously, but one body of people. One religion, yeah, very possible. One currency, extremely possible. Is it all unfolding before us? Extremely possible. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, but how that'll pan out in whatever way, with it being that way, I don't know. You know, but we are going all William here.
Can I explain this document to you if you want me to?
Of course, Luke. Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, right. So this document, where's my fucking glasses? Sorry, the print's a bit small, so.
Oh, you're all right.
Hang on. Right, this is a document from the province of Saskatchewan in Canada, received the 1st of March 2021. 1st of March 2021. Clerk of the Advice Council, right? You can look this document up for yourself, right? So take a screenshot and look it up for yourself, right? It says here, and there's multiple, replications to this, but let's try and concentrate on the main. But right, this makes any minister, right, or any official, so regardless of who you vote for, whether you left or right, any official can impose this law apparently, right, that enforces this stuff, right? Control of prohibited travel to and from any area in Saskatchewan. Provide the restoration of essential facilities and fusion of essential supplies. So they're controlling what is called essential supplies. They get control of it, right? Whether that be food, beef, sausages, whatever, they can control that supply, right? To provide the restoration, provide, maintain and coordinate emergency medical, welfare, law enforcement and other Saskatchewan. Cause an evacuation of persons and the removal of persons or livestock, any personal property from any area of Saskatchewan that is may well be affected by emergency, or make emergency arrangements for the adequate care and the protection of those persons or livestock. So they're literally giving themselves carte blanche to do whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is the really fucking important one, right? Authorize the entry into any building or any land without a warrant by any person authorized in the course of implementing the emergency plan. Now, anybody implementing the emergency plan would be like, if you was Conservative and you implemented this plan, or you was Labour and you implemented this plan, they've got the authority to come on your property and remove any of your property, right? Including those of livestock, persons, and any personal property. They can take it away from you, right, without any justification whatsoever. So effectively what they're saying is you're guilty of violating their fucking piece of paper, this piece of fucking shit paper, right? And you have to go to court to prove you're innocent. How do you like that for a democracy? Right.
Well, luckily, we don't live in Scotland.
Authorize any entry into any building or any land without a warrant by any person in the course of implementing the emergency plan. So whoever invokes that emergency plan can just do this, right? Cause of the demolition. Listen to this. Cause the demolition or removal of any trees, structure, crops, if the demolition or removal is necessary or appropriate in order to reach the scene of the emergency. So whatever they deem an emergency, to attempt to forestall its occurrence or combat its progress, right? So they're literally just saying, if we come onto your property and say we've got to destroy that tree and that building, we've got the right to do it. So, I mean, this is fucking insanity, right?
Yeah, are they worried about forest fires or something?
I don't know. They're just worried about they don't have enough control. I think that's what they're doing. But it says here, procure. Listen to this: procure or fix prices of food, clothing, fuel, equipment, medical supplies, equipment with any other part of Saskatchewan during the emergency period, which they can just invoke whenever they want, and they can carry it on for as long as they want, right? Let me just repeat that, because this is fucking insanity. Procure or fix is the appropriate word, the prices of food, clothing, fuel, equipment, medical supplies, or other essential supplies, and the use of any property, services, resources, equipment with any part of society, any property.
Right.
Luke,
Fluke?
you're breaking up, mate.
Keep breaking up.
Yeah, Fluke. Right, at this point, I just want to say 1984 TV, how you doing, mate?
Yes, how's it going, Dino, mate?
Good stuff. Yeah, not bad,
Hello,
thank
you
you.
little fuck knuckle. How you doing, mate?
How's it going, Fluke? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Hopefully,
Good.
I haven't got too many technical issues because I try to join StreamYard and every time it pops up a message saying the Brave browser has blocked your camera and microphone access. But then I went into the settings and it's weird, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to use another browser like Internet Explorer or Chrome or whatever.
Use Chrome. Chrome's all right. Yeah,
Nah, StreamYard shit, mate. I've had enough.
Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
Oh, that's an old one. Ask Jeeves. I remember back the adverts in the 90s for that one when we kicks in. Wow.
Trevor's old school.
Not so much of the old.
No, what I will say, anything but Google. Never use Google. It's the
I
worst.
usually use what do I use? DuckDuckGo, usually.
Is Fluke talking or is he cut out again?
No,
I'm still here. I'm trying to look up something online that relates to what I just spoke about. So,
but just can I just quickly ask there, Fluke?
Just don't use Google, right? Don't use Google. I use.
Don't use Google.
Can I just ask that was
Use
in 2021? Have they brought that into law, or is that a proposed?
No, that's
bill?
Actually law in Canada, in Saskatchewan.
It's law, yeah. Well, that doesn't surprise me under Trudeau, but that is very, very frightening. But luckily, we don't live there.
And
but
the thing is, it's like if we go to this, right?
I think this is Mike.
Right. Okay. Let's just hang on.
just look what you did to the truck drivers. Dino, careful with that guy.
Yeah, the truck drivers are the complete fucking absolute. Oh, there it is. No, sorry, I do apologise. I put it in the wrong drawer.
Dino, put the banner up, mate.
My research is pretty cool.
Banner.
Mike, how are you doing? Mike West, in it.
Hello, in it. How you doing?
All right. Is that you?
Can you hear me?
That's not him, mate.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Are you driving?
You can drive. Yeah, I'm driving at the moment. Yes. Yeah, I am.
Right, that is.
Right, on and off. Can you see us? Can you see us?
Oh, you scared the crap out of me. You looked like a bloody zombie a minute ago with his two little eyes, man.
I know. I saw.
I'm in zombie mode. Yeah, I can feel like a zombie at the moment. Been driving 3 hours.
Jesus, man.
Well, you're a truck driver.
No, I'm travelling back home. Been away Christmas.
Fair enough, buddy.
Now I thought I'd
Nice to
switch
see
you
you
on.
again.
Saw you live. Keep me awake through the journey.
Oh, good. Thank you. So we're not that boring then.
No, I've been listening. It's been a good conversation.
No, we've had some great conversations. Super.
Yeah, no,
great panel.
I'm about to turn the light out.
God, you
Yeah, turn that light out. You have the old bill on you.
Yeah, if something comes up, I'll just switch it off. It's all right. Just another car. Got another one behind me now. fuck's sake.
Oh,
Yeah,
your
no,
eyes
it's,
are
no,
so demonic.
sounds like it's been a good conversation so far. And I had the same problem. I think it was 1984. Said with the Brave browser, but I had exactly the same issue with Chrome. That's why it took me so long to get back on in the background, as it were. It was saying my microphone was blocked and my camera was blocked.
Done that with somebody else.
Shenanigans.
Anyway, how was your Christmas night?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Yeah, got to see the family. After they've sort of gave up all the COVID shit now, they're slowly coming round. They've had me moaning at them all Christmas, so trying to convert them, but we're slowly getting there.
As long as you're getting there, mate.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah.
be-
Happy New
yeah.
Year to everyone anyway as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
So,
too,
And you,
mate.
Mike.
let's hope so, but I doubt it. But yeah.
Oh, shut up, Tino.
Well,
Come
yeah.
on, let's try come on and stay positive.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think,
real.
you know, the tide is slowly turning, I think.
I
Very
think it is. It is.
Yeah, I've noticed with people that I've met over the last 5 days that I thought were just totally gone are slowly waking up. And, you know, I think generally people are saying this, you know, they're saying the same thing. There's more and more people catching on to what's going on. It's, you know, it's encouraging in a way, but you've got to be careful because if you go full on, you know, you might put them off, but you got to get them asking the questions themselves.
Yeah, you got to get the message out there.
Yeah, so you come across.
Yeah, exactly.
innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the migrant issue is prevalent in a lot of people's minds at the moment, Mike?
I think that is, yeah, because what we're being asked of is that whilst we're funding that and we're also funding the Ukraine war, it looks like anytime soon there's going to be another one on the former Yugoslavia, because we'll be the first to get involved with that, so there'll be more money going out
that's
for
all
that.
kicking off down there, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been told that.
Exactly.
Possible
And
2.0.
got people that can't afford to put the heating on. Whilst you've got these immigrants, well, they don't have to worry about that. You know, they get their 3 square meals a day.
Everything for nothing.
Yeah.
But I saw a video where it was so hot in the hotel they were at, they had all the windows open.
Yeah. Well, whilst we're paying for it, don't forget we're subsidising all this.
Oh yeah.
One of the hotels, we also pay for up to £1 million in subsidies for them to redecorate. You know, it's well, you know, people say, well, where's the money coming for? And unfortunately, it's us, and that's why everything's going up. And I mean, literally everything's going up. I think again, March, you know, when the heating bills are going up, transport's going up, railways already announced they're going up nearly 6%. Council tax will be going up. Well, this is where they're getting the money from. I said it before, they're financially raping us.
When's the King's coronation?
That's is it sort of springtime, isn't it? Easter, I think, around about that time. He wants no expense spared.
Is it March?
I think it's March, yeah. Oh, it's all around about the same month.
Money that's going to cost.
Good
Coincidence?
It's just another person
their way of
who's
celebrating
got the right to rule over you. That's all it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, fuck
It
the
was
King's coronation.
What has he ever done? What has he ever
Yeah,
done?
exactly. What's he done? Fucking old sausage fingers, baggering that fucking old
What's he ever
bitch.
done?
That fucking
disgusting
nothing. That's what he's done.
And he's
done nothing,
got the right, but he has the right to rule over you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Who decided he had the right to rule over you? Did you vote for him to rule over
No.
you? No,
The
you
government.
didn't. They just assumed
totally,
the right to rule
Why
over you.
are they
They're
automatic?
chosen by God. They're
Yeah,
chosen by God, apparently.
chosen by God.
Well, apparently, yeah.
Here's another bunch of fuck knuckles chosen by God, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll read this because you'll be fucking, if you're not blown over by this and you don't share it with your friends and your family, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? This is the same document, right, from the province of Saskatchewan, which was repeated in Western Australia. So that's a repeat of the COVID bullshit, right? It says here, calls information. So the minister at the time, whether it's left or right minister, it doesn't matter, calls the information to be collected, used and disclosed that the minister is satisfied is necessary to prevent, combat and alleviate the effects of the emergency. Doesn't say what the emergency is, and for no other purpose, right? It says conscript. Literally, listen to this. Conscript persons needed to meet an emergency and do all the acts that take all the proceedings that they are necessary to meet the emergency. Conscript. They're talking about conscripting people to fulfill their fucking bullshit fucking allegations. Conscript people.
They're doing that with the army now, aren't they? You know, they're slowly being introduced into driving the ambulance,
border
medical
force,
emergencies. Border force have done a better job, apparently.
They can just conscript you. So if you're a conscript and you don't agree with it, then
places
you don't get a chance.
No pandemic 2025. I'm not sure about that. I've not heard about that. I don't know if anyone else of these guys have on the panel.
Right. I can guarantee you it's going to happen. Right. Have you heard of something called catastrophic
2025?
contagion? Have you heard of catastrophic?
Go on.
I can give you the details if you want. I can guarantee you they're going to start it again.
Go on.
Gates was taught they were doing a desktop scenario thing again, weren't they, this year?
Yeah,
Gates and the gang were all up to it again. So yeah, they're on to it.
If you go back prior to COVID-19, right, the Gates Foundation, the Johns Hopkins University, and the World Health Organization did a tabletop exercise to how to respond to a global pandemic. And they've never tried this before, obviously, without talking about Zika and fucking this and that and, you know, all the other diseases, you know, bird flu and, you know, fucking this flu and that flu, swine flu and all this other bullshit they came out with, right? This is WA Today, right? This was published, let me see, this was published 4th of November, 2022, right? And it talks about a COVID pandemic or what they call a catastrophic contagion, sponsored by, sanely enough, the same people that sponsored Event 201, the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, in partnership with the World Health Organization and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, conducted a catastrophic contagion, a pandemic tabletop exercise executing challenges at an annual meeting in Belgium in October the 23rd, 2022. Surprise, surprise.
Well, they've announced a new strain of COVID coming out of China, and this is what makes me laugh. They've predicted for it to hit us next month. So how do they know this? How do they know this? This is what makes me laugh.
Is this COVID-21?
Whatever, I don't know. But apparently this is a very deadly strain, they say, that's coming our way.
How
And they announced that on Christmas Eve.
How convenient is that deadly strain at the same point when they did a tabletop exercise a month ago, 2 months ago?
If it were that deadly, how come it's not upon us now?
Oh, because it only comes out. The deadly strain only comes out when they announce it. So it doesn't come out last week because it's prior to their announcement. It doesn't come out in 2 months' time. It only comes out when they announce it.
It's like Mike's just Mike's just said, how come they know? Why are they saying in a month's time this is going to happen? What makes them think? Why in a month? Why not in 2 weeks? In fact,
Dino, I can only put it down to the fact that they can't book it a flight. So, maybe they've had to wait a month to book him a flight from China. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It really is.
All right. I think from my perspective, this is what it is. They trumped up a load of bullshit over Event 201, which was 4 months before COVID came out. And they bullshitted that, right? Now they're doing another bullshit exercise, tabletop exercise, funnily enough, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the World Health Organization, and the John Hopkins University, and they're predicting a catastrophic contagion, right? They don't tell you when it's going to happen, but even if they did, well, if there was a catastrophic contagion and it happened on January the 1st or February the 1st or, June the 1st of next year, how would you know when that catastrophic contagion is going to happen?
I don't know.
If you didn't fucking plan it. If you didn't plan it. You planned it because it could... Hang on a minute, Mike. What can happen is they can just trigger that whenever they want. And they cover all their bases by limiting the amount of information they give out. And it can happen in January, it could happen in February, it could happen in March, it could happen in April. Do you know what I mean? And they just cover their bases by doing that. And then they go, see, we told you last year we did catastrophic contagion, tabletop exercise. It's a catastrophic contagion. And it went off on the very day we predicted it. How do you know when a virus is going to spread around the world? Well, it's a pile of bullshit. And everyone that fucking goes along with this is fucking idiot.
If you're a conspiracy theorist,
hold
up, no. I said if you was a conspiracy theorist, you could say, what is it they know that we don't? Do they know that with all these vaccines, something's going to kick in with them? Maybe and they're going to say, oh, it's COVID again. When what we're witnessing is the damage from the vaccines, because we've seen 500,000 already in this country on the yellow card system. So, are they using that as a cover?
It doesn't matter.
Sorry, just before you carry on, Carol, thanks for coming on the panel tonight, mate. Great contribution. Thanks very much. See you on the next one, mate. Thanks very much.
Bye, Carol.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, is that Carol on? Oh.
Yeah, Carol's off. So,
what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to put across is the fact that they cover all their bases in the sense that they can go, right, we did this tabletop exercise in October of 2022 and they were predicting the next pandemic, like they did in Event 201, which was 4 months prior to COVID, right? Now they're doing the same thing again. If you know when this pandemic's going to hit, what scientific fucking value do you have? How can you scientifically prove that a virus is just going to come on load on February the 1st, 2024 or whatever date? I mean, you can't do it. It's fucking scientifically impossible. Hang on. It's scientifically impossible for anybody to predict that a pandemic's going to start next week on Wednesday or next week on Thursday. It's impossible. And it's bullshit on top of that. It's nonsense. It's crap. They've done it with variant CJD. They've done it with mad cow disease. They've done it with Zika. They've done it with all of these other diseases that never came to any fruition whatsoever. They were all bullshit because they didn't have their ducks in a row, right? Now the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization and the likes of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Bill Gates and all those other fucking people, they've now got all their ducks in a row because they had to test all of this before they tried to implement it. So what happened now was when Event 201 came around, they had all their ducks in a row and they executed COVID-19 around the globe. This is a disease, apparently, that spread from China to Italy without affecting any other country in between. How did it get from China to Italy?
Guys, I've had to reset my computer. Right, we should be okay now. I do apologise. It's been it's been booting me out, and But I'd like to make a point. First point: the latest exercise was conducted almost 3 years to the day since Event 201. The second point is the way that they're going about this is COVID 2.0.
Yeah.
Enjoy your lockdown.
It's a different version of the lockdown this time. It won't be. It'll be a different version.
Oh, it'd be tough.
This is where
more like Australia and places like that. New Zealand, Canada. We're gonna have a taste of that this time around, unless we wake the fuck up. It's not fucking difficult, folks. This is not rocket science, as Fluke always says. Me and Fluke could talk for how many hours have we talked on the phone in the last year, Fluke? In the hundreds of hours about this shit.
We literally have 10-minute conversations, which we don't. We have like 5-hour conversations.
We had one last night.
Yeah. The point is you've got to think about this logic. I'm not telling people how to think.
It better not be.
But if you have if you have an airborne virus in China, right? Surely it would spread to Japan and then Vietnam and South Korea and North Korea and then India and then Pakistan and then it all go through the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Afghanistan, and then it would creep into Europe and this, that, and the other. How the fuck does an airborne respiratory virus spread from China to Italy in 24 hours?
You can't.
It's fucking impossible. And the reason it's impossible is because it's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. There's no way a fucking virus of even if you believe in viruses, right? There's no way a virus can spread from China to Italy in 24 hours. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. Even if anybody with half a fucking brain, it just dodged every other country, this virus, and it just landed in Italy. What a fucking pile of bullshit.
And at the same time, they told us that the flu had vanished. Remember
that?
And
then, the flu disappeared as well.
Yeah, and now they're saying it's a twin demic of flu and COVID. So all of a sudden, flu is back on the agenda.
They're talking about doing a tridemic, which is flu, the cold, and COVID at the same time.
Yeah, if you believe that, you'll believe anything, mate, isn't it?
Yeah,
if people honestly believe that, then they need the fucking head seen to,
Yeah, but this is the point. What they're relying on, what we've got to remember is the fact that, 60% of this country will, and this is what frustrates me the most, right? What frustrates me the most is the fact that you could ask anybody, you can go down and do an audit down the high street or whatever and ask people, do you trust politicians? And I guarantee that 99% of people will say, no, I don't trust politicians. But then what you end up with is fucking 60% compliance when they say wear a mask and do this and social distance and blah 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 and all this other shit. You know what I mean? And that's what people comply with. 1 minute they're saying where are these people's minds if they don't believe in politicians, and they will 99% of the time fucking say they don't believe in politicians, but then 60% of the very same people will fucking say, "Oh, the government told me to do this, so I'm going to do it." You know what I mean? You're a dumb motherfucker.
Fluke, you saw that Event 201 thing, and it was very cleverly done with the media and with government involved and local government and all of that. So that's how it's done, mate. I understand your frustration. I don't think you can call people idiots. A lot of people were blackmailed into doing this stuff. People were threatened with losing their jobs.
Well, if you're blackmailed, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Well,
They were threatening people
people couldn't see their sick relatives unless they complied with these stupid rules. And
that's my mother. Yeah,
I can't call them idiots. I'm sorry. I think.
Well, I'm going to call them idiots. If you don't agree with me, then that's your opinion, and we'll move on from there.
Fair enough. But I think a lot of people were cajoled, blackmailed, propagandaed into it. They're bombarded by the media.
They were fooled into it. Let's not get this wrong. They were fooled into it.
We can use the word fooled, but it was a deliberate attack.
You just admitted that they were fooled into and cajoled into doing this.
Yes, they were.
So there's stupid fucking people coerced by a fucking government that doesn't give us two fucking shits about these people, and they still went along with what the government told them to do, right? So don't tell me they weren't fucking cajoled into.
Why do you think people do that? I mean,
it's psychological.
Yeah, they played on psychological things. They played on emotional things. You know, the people couldn't go to funerals. They couldn't see sick and dying relatives. They couldn't. It's horrible what they did, Fluke. But I can't call these people idiots. I can't.
They spent millions of pounds on the behavioural insights team that brainwashed the nation. They're very clever at doing it. They used the mainstream media. They used it to its full extent. Not one mainstream media outlet went against the grain in them first 2 years. That's the fact of it, and people will fall for it. I'm afraid. You know, it's
right. Okay, let me explain one simple explanation of this. Right, the SAGE, the Advisory Committee on Government Emergencies, right, was. I'll pick out two people. I could pick out all of these people, but I'll pick out two of these people, right? One of them was Susan Michie, Professor Susan Michie, right? Now, she wasn't a professor of virology. She wasn't a professor of medicine. She wasn't a professor of epidemiology or anything like that. Anything to do with this so-called disease, right? She was a professor of psychology, right? A 40-year card-carrying member of the fucking Communist Party, advising a conservative government on what they should do, right? How mental is that, right? Then you had Sir Jeremy Farhar, who I looked into and I researched this bloke, right?
Farhar?
Yeah.
Farhar
or Farrar or whatever his name is.
Farquhar.
No, Mike, don't do that, mate. It's not a piss take, right? This guy was taking the fucking piss out of you and everybody else on this panel and everybody else in this chat.
It is a piss take.
He was taking fucking taxpayer money over a vaccine that he was promoting to the government, the AstraZeneca vaccine, and he had a 10% stake in the fucking AstraZeneca vaccine.
He did, yeah.
Thank you
Do you know
very
what?
much.
Fluke,
Good night.
you sound more angry with us than you do at them.
Yeah, I know. Why are you getting angry with us? We're not
You
the
sound
we're
more
not
angry
the
at us than
idiots.
them.
No, I'm angry at the fact that
No,
you
no,
were
no, no,
taking the
no,
fucking.
no, no.
I'm angry at the fact that you were taking the piss before I explained the Sir Jeremy Farhart.
I weren't taking the piss. I was pronouncing his fucking name for you.
No, we're taking the piss out of his name.
Well, okay, so whatever his name is, Sir Jeremy Fucktard. I mean, there you go. There's a name for him. Sir Jeremy Fucktard has got a 10% stake in the AstraZeneca vaccine that he wants to promote to the government, and that doesn't make you fucking ring bells in your head. You know, if that doesn't make people, anybody, whether it's people on this panel or people in general, people in the chat, people in the public in general, if that doesn't make ring bells in your head to say that this person's got an actual fucking financial advantage in promoting this vaccine to your government to stick it in your arm, right? And they psychologically make you take that vaccine, then people need to fucking think. I mean, I know
Always follow the money.
I know the guys in the panel don't have to do that because we all, you know, we're all fucking at least halfway sensible. Do you know what I mean? But you know, the average Joe on the street, if you share this video to YouTube or whatever, or to whatever channel, let them realize this, because people don't know that these people have a financial interest in something that they're recommending to the government that they're earning 10% on. That's fucking fraud.
Yeah, this is why you always need to follow the money, because that's where the interests are. You know, these are vested interests that these people have. And if you look at COVID, the point that I would like to make about COVID is it was a pandemic of fear and nothing more. Fear brought control, and control, you know, just locked everyone in the houses, made them wear masks, take, you know, vaccines and all the rest of it. It all starts with fear. It wasn't a infectious disease. The pandemic was a pandemic of fear.
It was an infection of psychological fucking fear.
All part of the human call for me. Part of the human call, part of a bigger agenda. You know, for me, it's not just COVID, it's part of all the extra elements towards that as well. So,
the World Economic Forum's agenda, Dino, the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset. Yeah.
I mean, fear, definitely. And it has done, you know. I remember going into when it first started out, and my dad, God bless him, he's not here now, but it was only back last summer, I think, and it was in a massive sports hall, and there were all these cubicles, and there were all these seats lined out, and they all had different numbers. Then they got called out, things like that. It was very eerie, very weird to me. Yeah. I saw the fear in people's eyes before they went up for that vaccination. You know, they were scared actually of not having it rather than having it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? Really fucking bad.
Good propaganda, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's still
That's all it was. I think that was Trev that said that, and I think that's really important, because the word propaganda is exactly what it was. It's propaganda. All of this bullshit has been propaganda, and you know, I don't know what else to say about it. It's so obvious.
Things have always have been flu.
Yeah, exactly. And people that can't correlate this, or get it through their heads. Do you know what I mean? This is the reason why these governments get away with this bullshit, because they're relying on about the 60 to 70% of idiots that just go, well, the government said I've got to wear a mask, and the government said I've got to social distance, and the government said I've got to close my business, and the government said I've got to do this. Yeah, because you're a fucking idiot, because you believed your fucking government. who
Yeah,
doesn't give two
absolutely.
fucks about you,
most
and
of
the
them-
very
No.
and the very same people that don't believe their governments, whether it be COVID or anything else, right? If you gave them literally a different definition of the government, said, do you believe in government or politicians? 99% of people would say, no, I don't believe in them. But 60%, 70% of these people will do whatever the government says. How can you get your head around that? I can't get my head around that.
Well,
Well,
what
also,
are these
Fluke-
people feeling, Fluke? These 60% of people, and it's like we know, they know, because we knew the same way as they did, and we've moved on, and it's like, how further have we gone? Well, not much further, other than we can, we've acquired knowledge, and we can give that knowledge out like we're doing now, so to speak, you know what I mean? But 60%, and they go, yeah, fucking hell, this is not right. But I'll tell you what, I'll just carry on, So
Well, I think, guys, one
And
thing
that's what they rely on. They rely on compliance.
in ignorance.
That's all they rely
as well.
on.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing we mustn't forget is not only the government, but one key thing to all of this. And the government control these organisations. All of the mainstream media organisations are pushing out this fear, this propaganda. And that's what's fucking, enabled the government to get away with what they've gotten away with over the past 3 years. If you use the media, use the BBC, the ITV, Channel 4. In America, you've got Fox News, all the rest of them, the newspapers, social media, Facebook, Twitter. You just have to look at those places and look at the propaganda.
Okay. I would agree to a certain degree with 1984. But what I'm saying is kind of, you don't have to retract that statement. But what I'm saying is, it's not the government implementing this agenda. It's pharmaceutical companies, big business, fucking financial companies. They're forcing the agenda because it suits them. Because government doesn't make any money out of this bullshit. Corporations, pharmaceutical companies, and private entities make money out of this bullshit. Yeah. Governments don't make any money.
These guys are running the government.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Because government doesn't make any money out of this bullshit. Let's think about this. Does the British government make money out of Pfizer? No, it doesn't. Bullshit corporations that sell fucking bullshit crap to them. Let's think about this, right? On the first vaccine alone, Pfizer estimated that they would make $37 billion from the first vaccine alone. When did the British government come out and say we're going to make $37 billion from the vaccine? No, they didn't. What they did was they spent $37 million of every taxpayer's money in this country and gave it to fucking Pfizer. That's the point. Because it's not a free vaccine. Because if it was a free vaccine, let's us guys on the video, let's just all go and make our own vaccine and sell it free of charge and make £37 billion.
Well, I think
what a load of fucking nonsense.
Yeah, I think, Fluke, I think that is a marketing thing where they say, "Oh, it's a free vaccine," but people don't realise that they're going to pay it back in tax. So we are paying for it. Pfizer's, like I say, made that massive profit, and the plebs think, "Oh yeah, it's a free vaccine. It's a free PCR test."
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
Free
We said that before. We did say that
money.
before, Fluke. As we are paying for everything.
Of course we are.
We did say
Absolutely.
that. So 84, yeah.
Then there's the logistics of everything. And there's the logistics of it all. I mean, who do they think's paying for the 15 to 30? What the fuck's that noise?
Oh, sorry. I thought I'd muted it.
What's that?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, good.
That's That's me stirring a hot chocolate. Sorry.
Oh. Someone was knocking one out.
Get on, bro.
I thought I'd muted it. Then, sorry.
You're all right, mate.
But who do they think's paying for the logistics of it all on top? I mean, £15 to £30 a shot a doctor was getting, £30 if it's a child, 15 to 20 quid for an adult. I mean, where's all that money coming from? You know, and how many shots have been given out? You know, if you times that by how many boosters people have had, that's billions of pounds. Of course, nothing's free. We're paying for it. And now the NHS is on its fucking knees.
Again.
Every year the NHS, every year there's an emergency in the NHS. It has been since the 1970s. Every year, every winter, there's an NHS crisis. It's never changed. Never changed. Well, the only thing that has changed has been more and more money thrown at it. And more private entities and tiers of management taking the money.
They're spunking money. I forget how much they're spending, but they're spending loads of money on diversity training and teaching people how to tell men that they can chest feed.
Yeah. £180,000 a year. Some of them are getting them managers.
Oh, fucking hell! But Mark, Mark's saying to me, ask the panel if it was a 35% kill rate, would they lock down? If it was a 35% kill rate, would they lock down? So we're talking about 65% left. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
Well, no, I'll give you an answer to that. This is only my opinion, right? If there was some mad virus darting around all over the world, right, and it killed 35% of the population, but it didn't kill the rest of the population, why would you fucking enforce some sort of arbitrary fucking regulations that say you got to stay in your house and you can't close your business and you can't go to the pub and you can't go to the restaurant and you can't open your businesses, you can't do anything because of that? That makes no fucking sense. Because at the end of the day, people could just go, right, well, actually, hang on a minute, I'm a bit worried about this virus, so I'm not going to open my business. I'm not going to, go for a walk with my dog. I'm not going to go to the swimming pool. I'm not going to go to... But the arbitrary lockdowns makes you realise that this is what it was. It was arbitrary because it wasn't about your choice to open your business, go to the pub, go to a restaurant, go to the fish and chip shop, go and do whatever you want to do. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that. It was about arbitrary enforcement of law, which was all about basically fucking communism. That's what it's about. Because even if 35% of people died from COVID, which is bollocks, right? Then... Right. Why wouldn't the government just go, right, okay, it's up to you, do what you want to do, but we recommend this, and this, and this, and it's up to you what you want to do. And then you could make your own choice. If you were scared of COVID, you could go, right, I'm not going to the pub, I'm not going to the restaurant, I'm not going to the fish and chip shop, I'm not going to the hairdressers or the barbers, I'm not going to Tesco's. You could make your own choice, couldn't you? But why are they forcing it on you if you could make your own choice, depending on whether you went... You
might have froze a bit there, Luke.
That's the fundamental problem with this, because they're saying one thing and giving you no choice, right? They're saying you have to comply with our fucking orders and you have no choices. Now, if they gave you two examples and said, right, okay, you could fundamentally agree with the government and do whatever the government says, or you can take your own decisions, take your own life in your own hands and do whatever you want to do, which would mean no lockdowns, no fucking shutting down pubs, no shutting down restaurants, no shutting down fucking hairdressers or barbershops or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You don't have to social distance. You don't have to wear a stupid fucking mask. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
what would happen
seeing
then?
seeing that the biggest killer in this country is either cancer or heart disease, why haven't they
Or
ever in the
government.
past spent, or government,
government.
why haven't they spent that sort of money on trying to tackle cancer? Why haven't they done it with heart disease? You know, all of a sudden we've got money for a fucking cold that killed less than 1%.
Mike, all that money on cancer research, the charity alone, fucking hell, we're talking billions. Nothing. It went from when I was a kid, I'm sure it was 5 to 1, then it went to 3 to 1, now it's 2 to 1, 50-50.
Yeah.
All this
Getting
progression, supposedly, out of all these billions of dollars, stroke pounds, and they show us from time to time, oh, look, we bought a new piece of equipment. This is what this new piece of equipment can do to further our progress in curing cancer. They're not curing cancer at all whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a complete con,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
If you look at these big,
and they
if you look at these big charities,
to make it look that way, as if it's a very expensive con. You know, they can make it look that way.
You look at these big charities, guys. You look at these big charities, and most of the money is going to the people high up in the so-called charity.
And they've all got West 1 postal addresses. West 1, the most expensive part of fucking London. That's where all their offices are.
You know, the money goes to all the CEOs and the people in charge. It doesn't hardly any of it goes to the actual what it's supposed to be for. The cause. You know, it's a con, mate. The RSPCA is supposed to be a charitable organisation that looks after animals, and they have been known to kill healthy young animals, cats, dogs, whatever.
True.
So I used to donate 10 quid to them, and once I found that out, I fucked them off and went with a local cats and dogs home, and I know that my money will go to the fucking animals. You know,
good man.
You know what I mean? That's my donation. That's what the cause is for. Don't fuck me about with all this bullshit of your so-called charity who's in it for the money.
I think my money would go to every fucking bullshit cunt over the last 3 fucking years, including Fauci, all the fucking British medical establishment, all of these people. My money would go to prosecuting every one of them motherfuckers. I would donate as much money as I could to prosecute these motherfuckers, because they're all a bunch of lying cunts, and we all know they were all a bunch of lying cunts, right? That's where we need to donate our money. Donate to fucking, I don't know, whatever it is. Just donate it to fucking
Fluke. Did you see the bus in Washington go past the White House with all their pictures on as wanted posters? Fauci and the whole gang. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Fauci was done in the 80s over the whole AIDS bullshit.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
If you don't
I know all about
that.
Then I know all about that.
Get your head down. Yeah, exactly.
Trevor on
he
that
was a bullshitter then, and he's a bullshitter now. He's always been a lying bullshitter, and actually,
he likes being on camera though.
Right, just a quick one. Auditor for auditor. I know you're backstage. Chubby Rain as well. I've got 6 on the panel. I'm sorry, but at the moment it's all going well with all 6 of us. So please bear with me. If someone jumps off, then you can jump on. Simple as that.
I can hop off if you want to. Fine.
Well, apparently I'm a pedo protector, according to Auditor for Auditor.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
That's the lowest. Always to that. It's either pedo, racist.
I think it says more about them than it does. I think it says more about them.
I think so. I really believe the people that call you racist are the racists, and the ones that call you pedos are the pedos.
On a live stream, what it is for me is
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, mate. At the end of the day, the point is, every time I rest my head on my pillow, I can go to sleep. I've got nothing to worry about. Yeah, I don't give a shit about anything. I give a shit about the world in general.
I'm going to say,
and but at the end of the day,
I'd rather
when
have
someone
on
comes
here,
out, when someone comes out with bullshit
guys,
like that,
if someone wants
you know
to
what I mean?
come on and there's not enough room, sorry, but auditor for auditor, right? If you want to come on, what it is, the difference between you and the guys who are on this panel right now is we've all got kind of content to share, things like that, as well as this conversation. So, but when you come on, it's kind of you got nothing and you're just a guy in the chat. All right. So you are the least of my priorities when it comes to people coming on the panel. If that's all right with you.
Bring the cunt. I'll tell you what,
Carry
Dino.
on.
Bring the cunt on, and I'll rip him a new arsehole. How's about
No,
that?
it's all right. It's not worth it. I'll tell you what.
Well,
I used to have him on
don't
all
worry
the
about
time.
the fucking.
And
Don't
there was
give him
one
any
night-
fucking attention. Don't
I
give
used
him
to
any
have him
attention.
on. I used to have
Fuck
him
him
on
off.
all the time, and then there were one
He's a
night
fucking prick,
conversation.
mate.
It was
He's
all
a
right.
fucking
The
prick.
next thing he
And I'll
said,
prove
Luke, hang on,
he's a
man.
fucking prick.
Calm down, Fluke. Chill.
He just
No, I'm
said
sick
to
of
me
this
one night.
cunt.
He
This
just
cunt,
said,
auditor frauder, has given me
Luke, for fuck's
bullshit for
sake.
3 fucking years.
Not
So
good,
don't
that.
tell me to calm down, right? He's bullshitted me. For
Well, I
3
will
fucking
tell
years.
you. I will tell you to
years.
calm down because it's not a good look. It makes you look bad. And it
I
makes
don't
him look
give a
like the
shit.
winner. Oh well, he's the winner then.
I
Well done.
don't give a
He's
shit.
winning.
I don't
Well
give a
done.
Fluke,
He's the
you're a
winner.
good man.
You're the
You're
loser.
a
He's the
fucking
winner.
cunt. He's a cunt. He's a cunt, and I don't give a shit. So tell him
Well,
to fuck
that's
off.
as bad as him calling you a
Or get him
pedo,
on-
calling
or
him a
get him on
cunt,
the
isn't
panel.
it?
Get him on the panel. Get him on
Right,
the
These
I'll
panel.
people
go.
are just looking for reaction.
I'll go. You have a
guys.
go at him.
Come on, they're just
You go
looking
on.
for some attention.
Don't matter. Because either way, I'm going to fucking teach that motherfucker a bit of law. Because what this fucker doesn't know, he doesn't know anything about the law. This
Trev, I
geezer
can hop
knows
off if you want,
fuck
mate.
all about the law.
Oh.
And he calls himself auditor,
Yeah.
frauditor, and he knows nothing about the law.
Yeah,
He's a
no.
wankster.
Well
He's a
done.
wankster.
You,
If you
well
wanna
done.
bring
You've
him
given
on
him
the
10
panel, bring him on the
minutes.
panel
10
and I'll
minutes.
teach-
10
I'll
minutes you've
teach
given
you-
him.
I'll
10
teach him the
minutes.
law.
Give him a
I'll
name
teach
check
him
a
the
couple of
law. I'll
times.
teach
Listen.
that cunt the law in 10 minutes flat.
Fluke, please calm down just for a minute. Because you pap on too much sometimes. And just calm
You've
down.
given him 10 minutes there. And you've given him name
know,
checks
I
3 or
know,
4
I know.
times. Ridiculous.
He's not coming on because it's worthless if he does so. So there's no point.
he's a
mate.
worthless
Thanks for
cunt.
coming in the chat. Thanks for having a look in. I really appreciate it.
You can call him an idiot.
Right, let's get on with the conversation.
Dino, I chopped me. I copied and pasted me channel link in the private chat if you want to share it to YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got some mods in there. I'm pretty sure I have. You could put your link up. That'd be even better.
That'd be
I'll
great,
What's
mate.
subscribe to it.
What's
That'd be great.
your channel?
It's 1984 TV on BitChute.
Oh, yeah.
There's some interesting
There you go,
stuff.
guys.
Yeah, it's funny that we're talking about Event 201 earlier, or you lot were before I came on, and I'm actually covering that in a big episode in
nice.
a couple of weeks. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Looking at Bill Gates and the Rockefeller Foundation and the fact that germ theory has been debunked, and it's the grand finale for COVID 1984, this 7-part series I put together.
That'll be nice.
Yep.
Right, I've just put the link up there, guys. Please check it out. Thank you all.
Right, I think 1984. One of the things we've got to identify about germ theory is it's called germ theory. It's never been debunked, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's been proven that it doesn't exist.
You wouldn't.
Germ theory doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's been debunked at this point. It's never been proven in their favour, the Rockefeller agenda, you know.
Exactly.
And we know how corrupt that system was, you know, that the whole germ theory, what they were doing.
Jesus fucking hell, man.
Oh well, fucking hell. Here's the Rockefeller Foundation. Yeah.
There you go.
Talking bullshit about COVID.
Oh,
Surprise. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They've always been full of bullshit because what whatever makes them money, they don't give a shit about whether it's true or false. And exactly what they used was germ theory. Germ theory is a theory. The clue is in the title. It's called germ theory, not germ fact. Never been proven. There you go. Do you know what I mean? It ain't rocket science, is it?
Yeah. I've looked into this a lot, and you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Look, I'm not looking for clarification to say people blow wind up my kilt and all the rest of it. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that's why it's called germ theory. And who tried to fucking falsify that germ theory was the Rockefeller Foundation. And what was the if you look at the side elements of their oil production, right, was the fact that they could make pharmaceutical products. And if they could make some pharmaceutical products as a byproduct of oil, which is a fact, right, then they could sell millions of people around the world as many drugs as they wanted to. And that's how they fucking sold all the drugs that they sold.
You're absolutely right.
That's how you got the medical foundation into all of this shit and the Rockefeller Foundation into all of this shit. Because the first guy, and I'm sure 1984 TV knows his name, and I can't remember his name, so I do apologise. I'm sure
the French guy, I can't remember his name myself.
Thanks for your comments tonight, Tony Whitworth. Thank you, mate. Tony Whitworth. Cheers, pal.
He was financed to look into this shit, and he turned around and he turned to Rockefellers and said, "You're full of shit. This is all bollocks. It's crap. It's absolute nonsense." And the Rockefellers turned around and slated him in the press and absolutely wiped him out in the press. And then guess who came on? Who came on after that? 1984.
It's the guy that ends up with a foundation, wasn't it? The French guy. I can't remember. What's his name?
Pasteur.
Yeah, Louis Pasteur, that's the one. And all of this will be covered in the final episode on my channel in a couple of weeks. All of this. So please do head over there.
Louis Pasteur comes on, sucks fucking Rockefeller dick, right? And then he goes and publishes all of his fucking science bullshit, right? Confirming everything the Rockefeller wants, which is you just take our drugs and you'll be cured. Do you know what I mean? And what happened? Yeah, exactly what happened. He fucking sucked Rockefeller dick. And what happens? Oh, he gets the Louis Pasteur Institute, and he gets the Louis Pasteur University, and he gets all of this other shit. Yeah, because he fucked Rockefeller fucking dick. That's what he did.
Well, it was basically a fraud, mate. It was basically a fraud. He was a psychopath. He was an advocate for vaccines, mandatory vaccines in the future. You know, it was a key part to this whole germ theory scam perpetrated from, you know, the Rockefeller Institute. And, you know, we're injecting people with, we're injecting healthy people with sick people's blood to try and get them sick. They were putting them in contact with coughs, sneezes, saliva. And we never got one person sick. We never succeeded in proving germ theory.
I heard this, yeah.
You know, it's completely corrupt.
And that's the thing. It's like if people can't see this, it's like this isn't like I'm just saying it. It's like you can research this shit for yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when the Rockefellers employed this guy to do their research and promote all of their fucking Mickey Mouse oil-based drugs. You know what I mean? He couldn't come up with a single thing that said it was all bullshit. And they blew him out of the water. And then they found another scientist that would go along with everything that fucking Rockefeller said. You know? And he got promoted and he got a university. He got all this other shit.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, Luke, can I say one thing before we move on? Is that I've made over 200 conspiracy films highlighting the stuff you're talking about. So yeah, I know about all this, and I've researched it, and I've proved it. I've debunked stuff, you know, and that's what I've done in my life, and I'm proud. And that's the most thing I'm proud of in my life, apart from my family. I'm proud that I've actually gone out and debunked the stuff that's been going on. You know, and a lot of people have called us crazy conspiracy theorists and that, but
Takes some balls to do that.
They're starting to realise now.
I can't see your name. Oh, Chubby Rain. Right.
Chubby Rain, yeah. Nice
Mate,
one.
good on you. Good on you for fucking doing the research and sharing
Yeah, exactly.
information. Fucking absolute massive respect to you, because that's all I've ever done. All I've done is try to research stuff. I've promoted, I've mentioned on Dino's channel, Mike Wester's channel, 1984's channel. I've shared information with him. I've shared information with a ton of people all around the. I've shared information in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, in America. You know, I've been on so many fucking live streams. It doesn't make me right, and it doesn't make me wrong. But the
Fluke,
end
do you
of the
still
day,
hear about? Do you still hear from that guy in New Zealand? Mark, was it Mark? I think his name was.
yeah, he's a good bloke, top bloke.
Oh, you still hear from him?
Yeah,
he still sends me the odd message.
and then
Uh-huh.
there you go. Caprolalia, Caprolalia.
I can't pronounce that, man.
Don't know.
Caprolalia.
Don't know about that.
I've never heard of it.
No. Maybe
No,
we
but the
should.
thing is, it's not. I don't know what that means, but I that's the sort of thing I would copy and paste and start searching and see if there's anything in it. You know, I don't just go, oh well, that's bullshit, or that's bullshit, or that's bullshit. I don't do that sort of shit. If somebody says to me, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Then I'll research it and I'll look into it. Dino, you know what I'm like. I'm a bit of an anal person when it comes to
I know what
research.
you're like, Fluke. I know what you're like with your research. Fluke's done research me on the phone.
1984 knows what I'm like. So.
We've done it on the phone together, haven't we? We've looked through documents just from having a chat on the
Do you wanna
phone.
know-
You know.
Do you want to know what one of the most satisfying things I had from the last year was? My mum said to me, "Oh, Chubby, when you see all these conspiracy theories, they might just be lying, you know." And you know what my reply was? "Mom, the conspiracy theories they're watching are mine. I've got over 100,000 views with my conspiracy theories, and I put them
That's a
out
lot.
on." Yeah, over 100,000, and I put them out on channels where not on YouTube, nothing's monetized on these conspiracy channels. You know, now like everyone's watching my videos. You know, and
It's amazing.
you know, yeah. I've been going around all the conspiracy websites for the past few years and posting videos. I've got loads. I've been alive and kicking. And like I said to my mom, it's me that's putting the conspiracy videos out there because I understand what's going on. So people are watching my videos, you know, and it's not like on YouTube. I only just joined YouTube last year and got active on it, and I'm not doing the conspiracy stuff anymore. I've done it, you know, and I've done it when everything kicked off in the past few years.
Doing it to help people, really.
Yeah, and now I'm just here just for entertainment and just to meet new people, and it's great to see people who are awake to what's going on. And I haven't seen this on many channels, but Dino's is definitely one of them. Well done, Dino. I'm in the right place here because everyone knows what's going on.
I believe I always get the right guests on here, and then sometimes, you know, it can get, you know, out of hand and things like that, and Fluke knows that and things like that. But most of the time, it means a lot to a lot of people, and I've got 45 people in right now, which is normally more than a Friday Night Live or whatever, where it's mostly banter and just having a laugh. But talking serious stuff, and it is serious stuff. You know what I mean? We need to do shit about it, and it's like I just think, where do we start?
Well, what I thought, where do we start? Right, what I did today is I went onto the UK Parliament website to start a petition to say let's ban the World Economic Forum from the UK, and there was already a petition that was absolutely disagreed. And they were like, "Well, what do you want the government to do regarding the World Economic Forum?" And I've been working on that.
What did they stop it being posted? Did they stop the petition being posted? Is that what you're saying?
Whoever the guy was that posted "Let's ban the World Economic Forum" didn't actually give the government a specific thing to do regarding it. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to start a new petition. And I want to word it right because I'm good.
Well, maybe start by saying that it should be illegal that anyone's in Parliament should be a member of the WEF acting in other organisations' interests. The WEF, as far as I know, isn't a governmental organisation. So why have they got influence in MPs?
So you hit the nail on the head there, Mike. You said they shouldn't have meetings. They shouldn't be allowed meetings with the world.
Right. Exactly. Well, they should have no. They should have no political power.
As a private organisation, they can have as many meetings as they want. Right. The problem is when they say, like the World Economic Forum member said, we can penetrate the governments. When you've got private organisations that say that they can penetrate your government, right? Then you've got to start fucking worrying.
That's exactly what's happening, isn't it, Fluke? Exactly. You know it. You know.
Yeah, I'd like to interject there because I would like to go back to, I think it's 2014 at Harvard University. There's a clip of Klaus Schwab talking there, and he said, what we are very proud of is that we penetrate the cabinets. And he mentioned Trudeau, he mentioned the president of Argentina, he mentioned Macron in France. And this is 2014, and he's bragging about it. Yeah, and he was saying, half of the Canadian cabinet is World Economic Forum young global leaders.
That's right. Rishi Sunak, he's the World Economic Forum member. Boris Johnson was.
But then you can go back to the UK's selection or election of the local of the Prime Minister, and you had three choices. You had Boris Johnson, who was World Economic Forum. You had, what's that bitch's name?
Liz Truss.
Yeah,
Liz Truss, fucking rich fucking World Economic Forum member, and Rishi Sunak. And it's funny how Rishi Sunak got elected, right? And where is Rishi Sunak come from? Does anybody know where Rishi Sunak comes from?
Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs, exactly.
Thank you.
You're never ex-Goldman Sachs. Just like you can't be. If you were a security guard working for the RAF or the government or whatever, you can't be an ex.
IRA soldier. It's like hiring IRA soldiers in the bloody.
You sign a document.
Security guards have no chance against me.
Yeah, so anyway, the point is like, once you sign up for that, the World Economic Forum and and all this global elitist bullshit, you don't get out of it, because if you get out of it,
once you're in the club, you don't get out of the club. You're there for life.
Exactly.
It's as if you're in there, CIA,
and you knew, and they knew what they were signing up for before they signed up for it.
Oh, exactly.
So they know exactly what they're signing up for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's why World Economic Forum, Rishi Sunak, fucking the other twat Boris Johnson, and who ends up in power? Oh, suddenly Rishi Sunak, who's Goldman Sachs.
And no one voted for Richie either. No one voted for him.
Nope.
No,
was
it was
no.
just a Conservative vote, wasn't it, within their own bloody
Well,
party?
Economic Forum.
Yeah.
They're always selected and not elected.
Selected.
Let's be
Always
honest.
selected. Yeah, selected.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to vote for that fucking prick with his big ears and
Nobody.
his fucking multi-billion-dollar wife? Do you know what I mean? And his multi-million-pound house that he's just spent
I had to
£7
laugh.
million
Yeah.
extending it.
I had
you
to
know?
laugh when
And
he
it's
was
just-
at the.
he's a bullshitter. He's a bullshitter. He's a liar, and he's a fucking member of the fucking.
Oh, he's
my
worse than that.
I had
He's
to laugh
worse
when he
than
was serving the meals at the homeless shelter, and he asked the homeless guy, "Are you in business?" Fucking guys are so out of
Mike.
touch.
Hey, Mike. Hiya, Mike. Hiya, Mike. I didn't see you there, over in the corner.
Oh yeah, how you doing? You all right?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm hiding away.
Brilliant.
Sorry, Dino. I'm just
Uh,
gonna have to jump off for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Listen, guys, I'll give it another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It'll be bedtime for me after that. So thanks so much for coming in. It's been absolutely fucking superb tonight. The appreciation in the chat for you guys on the panel has been exceptional. Thanks so much, guys, for joining in. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks to 1984 TV, who's been in touch, and we'll do this more, mate.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah.
Brilliant. Mike and Fluke go without saying. And
Thanks,
Ryan,
Dino.
I think-
Thanks, everyone.
yeah,
No
super.
problem.
I think Ray's still in there as well. So, and thanks to Carol as well, who always comes on as a chat with us.
Yeah.
So, really, massive respect, guys. Thanks so much. Chris the Brick, you're in there as well. How you doing, Chris? Great stuff, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's been good tonight. Really good.
Yeah, brilliant. Just love hearing all your opinions. Absolutely super. The amount of stuff that everyone, you know, you all believe in each other, you know, and that's the main thing. Just believing in each other first, and then going ahead with whatever we need to go ahead with. But you know, where do we make a start against all this fucking corruption and greed and fucking
Well,
criminal activity
Yeah.
by?
That's
you
the
know,
question, isn't it? You know,
That's the
Yeah.
big question. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what the hell are we gonna do?
But I do believe, you know, Dino and the other guys on the channel, I do believe that these panels are really good because it brings together a group of people, like-minded individuals, who've all got different ideas and views. And when we share our ideas and views, we might come up with solutions, you know, even
Yeah.
small
We'll get
solutions
somewhere.
to begin with. Yeah.
I think we've already started by you know, the knowledge. I mean, you guys, all that knowledge put together is massive, and there's only been
is,
6 of us on the panel, so maybe another panel, another 6 people, another 6. Do you know what I mean? There are many people like us, many people. So, you know, how do you get together and make a start on that? You know, how do you communicate with all these people who are
There has to be
away, you know?
there has to be another platform, do you know, where you can have more people on, surely.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think there will be. I think there is, but yeah. It's about making a start, I think, on something that we need to make a start about, you know, and it's, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I think we've already done it, making the start by talking about it, and then it's where we go from here. So, like I said before, I've said it on a few lives, I don't think we can do it, but I think when we pass the knowledge down, I think it's up to future generations, because I think time's too short for like us guys to start doing something about. Well, we already have, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what the real deal will be, but you know, how do you oust these players out the game? I don't know.
I think it's about educating people, especially people younger than ourselves, the millennials. They're the people that are going to...
Yeah, I agree.
You know, they're going to build the future, but we need to educate these people into, you know, what is really happening, you know. And like I said,
100%.
you know, solutions to all these problems. We need to come together. We need to, you know, work some solutions out. And,
got to unite.
You know, that's why we had all this... social distancing, because it didn't want people to converse and to share ideas and think, you know, isn't this a load of bollocks? What's going on?
I actually think that people don't think things are that serious when they really are, and I think
they are.
It's about making people realise how fucking serious it is.
This is definitely serious, mate.
Kind of a thing of us putting the fear in that these people who are potentially on our side. So it's about putting the fear in them, like, fucking, you know, this is really real, guys. You should be really scared about this, you know. You know, they put the fear in us already, so let's put the fear in other people, if you like, to make us come together more, you know. In that sense, let's not fear them. Let's fear each other's thoughts about what these people have put towards us all these years. You know what I mean? Let us still have fear, and for me, fear can drive you onwards. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, Dino.
100%.
Exactly what you mean. You're talking sense, Dino. I like that.
And I think what people need to have is a sense of urgency. We haven't got forever to sort this mess out.
Yeah, this is what I mean. How do we do it? It's no use saying, oh, the things like, it's a case of, listen, this is fucking real. It's scary shit, right? You get scared right now. You should be scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because shit's happening and you need to get a
I think there are more and more people. There's more and more people waking up to it. Certainly the youngsters as well. We've got people in positions now that, you know, they really are starting to feel it now. Certainly with heating, energy prices, food prices going up in the shops. There's more people asking questions now, you know, and it's like, well, how can we afford to spend all this money on Ukraine, other things like international aid? You know, there are people asking questions. I think they're slowly waking up, but the trouble is, it's going to take something, you know, March, everything's going up again. And
oh, God,
I think it's going to start, they're piling it on, they're piling it on, they're piling it on. And one day people will just snap. I do honestly believe that's going to happen. Yeah, it will be bang. Yeah, and
I think people are snapping already, Mike. It's just a case.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame we can't all snap together at once at the same time.
Well said.
Yeah,
Dino.
I think.
And that's what we're doing. Right? You know what? Postman Pat is the most feared person by the elite, right?
It's
because
crazy,
they can shut the internet off, but Postman Pat can post a letter through someone's letterbox and says, "We're starting a new collective," and that can go through people's letterboxes. So even if they shut the internet off, we can still gather and fight back.
Who mentioned
I'm not John Connor, by the way. Yeah. But,
who mentioned CB radio earlier? Who mentioned CB radio?
Yeah, was it a 1984 TV? You mentioned it.
Yeah, we'll go on to CB radio. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's more and more people doing it. There's more and more people on it now. Yeah. That's for definite. And I think people will know that, you know, maybe one day the internet will be that restricted. You won't have that freedom of speech. They've started pulling out their old CB radios from the loft or buying new ones. You know, that's definitely happening.
That's the way to do it. Just place leaflets through people's doors. This is the frequency we're transmitting on the CB radio. Get yourself a CB radio and we'll all collect. be a collective and find out what's going on, fight the evil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one way of communicating. You know, there's this way, and like you said, you know, in the near future, this could be cut out altogether, and then you've got all these different platforms. Fair enough. I don't know how far they'll go, and things like that. I think we'll always have communication in some shape or form, but you know,
We will
it's that how do we make things certain? You know,
Well, I
it's
think the
like
problem is-
like Luke said, 60%, you know, and all this, and we do know it's just like being brave enough to go ahead with it and just like say no, we've had enough, and you know, we'll stop paying that, and we'll stop paying that, and you know, how brave are we? You know,
I think the
He's doing it
problem
on
with all
mass,
these,
isn't
I think the problem with all these platforms is like YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble. You know, there's tons of them. It's how restrictive that they're going to become on freedom of speech. They say, "Oh, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that," and
Well,
they'll
we
start
can,
wanting to have some sort of a digital ID on your computer. You have to sign into, so they know exactly, you know, where you are on the internet, what you're posting, what who you're emailing. You know, it can get that bad. You know.
Can I make a comment on that? Because I
That's
think that's
yeah.
quite relevant.
They know everything we're doing, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh, they're watching you.
Definitely.
track us every second, every step.
They knew everything I'm doing. I know that they know that everything that I'm doing, and I'm glad they know, because
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
doing is like off the scale. I'll be one of the first person hit. I've done some bad conspiracy work.
Oh,
Sorry, Dino, can I make a comment?
I don't make a good enemy. You know, if someone chose me as the enemy, as they did, I've already hit them. I've hit them massively.
yeah.
So it's like a nuclear bomb.
I've got a video on my channel, anonymous video. I put it up there a while ago. I can't remember the name of it, but it's absolutely fantastic. It literally tells people that they're trying to brainwash us and turn us into sheep and robots, and yeah, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, Anonymous did some great work. Yeah, that's good. No problem with that.
Right, great stuff, guys. Fluke, I know you wanted to say something, and I will finish it, guys, after Fluke and the rest of you said your goodbyes and things like that. So I really appreciate it. So I'll let Fluke speak, and then you know, we can all say good night and until the next time. So and we'll do the same again, guys. This has been brilliant. It's just, you know, it's almost bedtime for me. So go on, we'll finish it out. Let's have 10 minutes and
Yeah, let's all just be nice and not.
I posted that video in there, but I don't know if it's in there. I'm not sure if it's allowed there. Or...
Let's just, you know, we're all gonna like just cower away from conspiracies and how the world's run eventually, and just chill out a bit and enjoy food, water, sleep, awakeness. That's all there is to life, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just enjoy being alive, you know.
And entertainment.
Some people would say, "Oh, I'm better off dead," you know. You don't know that, do you? But, you know, you've got to keep on living and fighting, and you know, people like us guys, you know, wise with words, experience, advice. That's all we can do on a live stream, in real life, personal to personal, whatever. It's all we can do is keep talking about it, and hopefully, you know, I know for a fact, you know, through talking about things like we've done tonight, you know, it has opened a few people's eyes. So maybe 1, 2, 3 people, yeah, I've done that. And then you guys 2, 3, 4, 10 people. Yeah, you've done that, and we've done that, and loads of, you know, we are passing the word on. People are waking up, like some of you've said before. It is true. You know, it's just not going fast enough, and it's not doing enough because we've got lack of resources in that respect. You know, and they're always 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of us. So, you know, we really do have to think about things. And I think, you know, all we can do is give our wisdom, pass it down. Hopefully they can spread it further. And maybe they have to pass it down to the generation below them and pass it further than that. And maybe it's going to take a long fucking time, you know. But then again, who knows what they've got in place in the future.
I can see the future.
What's going on today. You know?
I can see the future where all this is going, right? What we need to do is say it in a good context. Whereas if we say, look, hey everyone, Merry Christmas. There is an evil force trying to rule the world and make chaos for everyone, but I wish you a happy new year, and hopefully we can combat this next year and do our best to not go down that road.
We'll keep trying, mate. We'll keep trying.
Yeah, it's just,
there's no way any guy on here will not give up, especially Luke. So
Luke won't give up.
I don't think it's flat, by the way. Yeah, it's a simulation. But there you go. Yeah, just everyone is on a journey. We're all finding out our own stuff about the world and the universe we live in. We're all happy and sad, you know,
at the same time.
Yeah, you know, it's a fight. We're all in a fight. We all
fight, mate. You're right.
Yeah, we're all fighting to be the best we can be. You know.
Yeah.
So good luck, everyone. That's what I say. Good luck, everyone.
You know, sticking together is major. No matter what our differences are, you know, it's about sticking together. The easiest thing for us to do is like not do that, and I've found that in my life. It's like, no, I can't be doing with that, and it's like, well, do you know what? Some of it I could be doing with, but I'll not bother. And I think we should bother more about what other people say, you know, what they've got to give, what they've got to bring, their experiences, the wisdom, you know, Tech Mike, Fluke, you know, all of us on here. We've all got life experiences, you know, something to give, you know, advice and wisdom and knowledge. So that's all
we live and learn, Dino. We live and learn.
I think wisdom's the key word. Wisdom.
Right.
Yeah.
Wisdom, definitely the key word.
That takes a long time in everyone to have that.
Yeah.
You know.
But when you get wisdom,
people have it. Yeah. But all I'm saying is for guys like us, you know, and we're all smart guys on here. You know, we're not fooling each other, and you know, there's the people in that chat. They've all joined in. It's like, you know, it is a collective type of thing, and I think eventually we can get there. But I think it's down to us at this period in time to just pass all this information on as much as we possibly can. And down to the next generation. And for me, I'm relying on them now to bring it more forward, because I know we can't do it now, not us. I don't think so. The word needs to be spread, and I think that's all we can do for now. You know, spread the knowledge. The knowledge that you guys have learned, you know, which is amazing.
I think the big fight for the the next generation, and I'm talking about sort of kids growing up now and teenagers, is that their minds are being distracted so much by the education system, and it's all by design. It's to keep them confused. It's to keep them, you know, from ever questioning what's going on, because, you know, the confusion that's set in with them at school about gender, identity, and all this bollocks, and it really is. It's causing confusion, and I think it's by design that they're doing it that way, so that they don't have time to think about what's going on around them. Not just politically, but agenda-wise. So I would hate to be a teenager living this experience now.
Yep.
Yeah, I would if I was in normality and I were thinking, hang on, 13, all this pride thing, all this gender thing, and all this going on. Me now being now, well, I am confused. But being 13, if I were 13 now, I reckon it would just be a normal thing. It would just be something I've been brought into through education stroke indoctrination. Yeah, that's what it really is.
Scary world to be brought into. It really is.
You've got fucking no chance. At 26, maybe you've got a chance. At 36, I think you're just about all right. 46-year-old, I think we've got the 56, we're all right. But yeah, this is why we've got to get into for me, you've got to get into the youngest, as young as we can, for me, and word things in that way, depending on that age. And then the older the person, we can word it in a more detailed way, in a more mature way, and then the older these people are, the more we can speak in a more detailed way.
Mark Kelly's got a good point there with these mobile phones. Like, they're not good, these phones. Oof.
Yeah, if I was like 12 years old now, and the English curriculum told me that there was like loads of genders, I'd just believe them.
Yeah, that's what I mean today. So you're born into it, as the old saying goes. So you're born into it. No, I was born into that. Flip, we're all born into that. I mean, I'm 54 years old, so, and I were born into the old English British ways, and it felt that way culturally. It felt that way naturally. It was everything with British and everything like that, which is, and I'm not saying I was patriotic. It was just the world I were born into, and then all that changed, and then I went along with it and things like that without realising. And then I got to a point where it's like, hang on, I'm starting to realise stuff here, So
I think we all went along with it, Dino. Our guys our age, we all went. I'm guilty of it. We did all go along with it.
Yeah.
And we did, and at least we've realised. I mean, people can go along with it forever and not even fucking. They just think it's all fucking normal.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. I think all we can do, us guys, like I'm saying, our age. I'm saying that us older people, us all we can do is just keep passing on information and knowledge and the wisdom of it all, and I think that's all we can do. It's frustrating because I would want to go to the front line and end it all right there and right then, and put my sword in the floor and go, ha. You've been defeated. You've been defeated, you bunch of bastards. But I don't believe we can do that. But I still believe that we can keep passing all that information on, and hopefully the next generation, and they'll keep passing it on. And I'm sorry, but I believe it's going to take a hell of a long time to defeat this complete criminal activity that's been going on since the dawn of fucking time against us peasants.
Well, the only thing that is a consolidation, the only thing that consoles me is history shows that people don't snap until they keep piling on the pressure. Let's take communism, up against the Bolsheviks and all that. People snapped and they overthrew communism. But it took time. But unfortunately, these, like you said, Dino, they do take time. And whether that's in our lifetime or not, I don't know. I think, but they're piling on the pressure so quick now that it will get to a boiling point. you know, it's
I do.
history shows.
Mike, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it in this time.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will. But
Dino, I just want to pass on a quick point from the chat. VHS said that he has a new peeve of knowledge, and there will be no swords in wars. Pass it on to Dino. There you go.
Good man.
Go, mate. Carry on. Let's break it off and carry on. And next one to talk stinks.
Right. So, do you know what, guys? I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it now. But I'll do Friday night as normal, and I hope you lot come back on again, and we'll carry this on. 1984 TV as well. It'd be great to have you back on as well. This is the conversation we need to be having, guys, more often than not. Now, you know, on my lives, we have the banter, we mix it up as well. But I always like having this conversation. And even though it goes on for 2-3 hours, I don't care. It's very, very important what people are saying tonight. You know, anyone who's new, who's come in or anything like that, listening to this, you know what I mean? These are serious guys who mean business. Fluke, loads of research. Mike, loads of research. Non-stop. We could do this live for another 10 hours. Simple as that. You know,
Dino, when you're finished, can I just finish off with what I wanted to say? Is that okay?
No, you can't. It's my live, and you shall do as you. Of course you can, Fluke. Of course you can. Right. We'll listen to Fluke, and then I will end it, guys, and then I'll see you back on Friday, and we'll carry this on.
Yep.
Go on, Fluke.
Right. Just a couple of things I wanted to finish on from my perspective. Just be careful who you listen to on these channels, like whether it be BitChute or Odyssey or YouTube or whatever it is, right? You've got a channel called Anonymous Official, right? Now, Anonymous is supposed to be, you know, with the, you know, the all that
sign language for people.
Yeah, it's nonsense, mate. It's nonsense. Right, so they're Anonymous Official, and every. Sorry? I couldn't hear that.
It's all right. Yeah, I'm learning sign language, so I'm just trying to.
I'm learning
sign language. So.
Yeah, I'm going peace, thank you, good night, cheers, and all that.
Good night, mate. Yeah, Anonymous Official.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if this bloke's still doing his thing, but
yeah, I do sign language. I'm doing sign language for you, man.
Okay. So there's a YouTube channel called Anonymous Official, right?
Brilliant channel. Good channel, that.
No, it's not a good channel. I'll tell you why it's not a good channel, right? Because they are pitching, the amount of bullshit they are pitching is unbelievable, right?
Yeah, some of it is, yeah.
Right, now, some of what they're pitching is what they've done over the last 3 fucking years, right? Which is absolute bollocks, right? Absolute bollocks, right? Why is it that they can pitch all this stuff against the government over COVID and this, that, and the other, but they still have a verified and monetized YouTube channel? Because if I put out the information that Anonymous Official put out, right, I'd get my channel deleted tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll be shut down.
Why is it that they get their channel verified and monetized?
They're probably giving money to the government. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Here's another one. This is just one of many. This is just one of many examples I can give you. Russell Brand, right, been slagging off COVID for the last 2.5 fucking years, right?
Yeah.
If you look at his profile page on YouTube, he's got the big 33, right? Now, make of that what you will. But the point is, Russell Brand has been slagging off COVID and slagging off government policy over COVID for the last 2.5 fucking years. But he doesn't get, but he's a verified YouTube channel and he gets monetized. But he can still slag off the government. But if I did what Russell Brand did, right, I'd get kicked off of fucking YouTube. It's as simple as that. So be careful who you watch and who you fucking clarify to yourself as what
Thanks
they
for
are.
that. I appreciate that.
Because that shit is bollocks. Dino, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. I can understand I can be a bit controversial, but when I try to make sense of something,
Not you,
never.
Not Fluke.
You know.
No. Well, me and Fluke have had on and off, and he's welcome on my channel. And especially when it comes to this kind of talk, guys. Like I said before, it is important talk. What we're doing right now, and we can bring comedy to it, and we can have a laugh in between stuff what we're talking about. But it is very important, and I think it should be spread around as well. You know,
I think the other thing was there was a video of what's his name, the guy that defected from the US to Russia. What was his name? I'm sure somebody can come
John.
up.
Was his name John?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Was his name John?
What was it? What was his name? Sorry, I'm terrible with names, so it's my problem.
Shocking.
He keeps popping up on YouTube, and he's got a fully monetized YouTube channel slagging off the American government, right?
Yeah,
and
John,
it's like,
John. Fluke, you're the best conspiracy theorist I've ever met on here.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a factual researcher, is what I do.
You're a researcher.
He is a researcher. That's what he does, and he does his
I
fucking.
don't do conspiracy theories.
We don't do them, no. Not conspiracy theory, no.
I call myself a conspiracy theorist. I like that.
Oh, what was it? Edward. What was his name?
Woodward. Oh, Snowden.
Yeah, Snowden. Yeah. What an absolute pile of shit bullshit is that fucking cunt? The guy's fucking. The guy's moved from America with a load of American secrets, and he's gone to Russia, and apparently the FBI and the CIA and the Secret Service can't find out where he is. But he did an interview.
Germany.
In Russia with CNN.
And he done one in Germany. He done one in Germany as well.
So how do you be? How can you be a sort of a legal alien? From effectively dodging, the US government, and be hounded by, you get housed by the USSR. Do you know what I mean? But you get a CNN interview, on mainstream media, US television. I mean, it's bollocks. Do you remember the same thing happened with Osama bin Laden? Right? I don't know if you remember this, right?
Osama,
yeah.
We did.
So none of the US intelligence services knew where Osama bin Laden was, right? But apparently, CNN found him in a cave in Afghanistan, right, and interviewed him on TV, right, but apparently the US Secret Service couldn't find out where he was.
Yeah.
Fucking bollocks, isn't it?
There's only a social. What I'd like to make apparent is it's up to people to understand. There's only so much bullshit that you can take, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you got to take away from this. Not what I've just said, but I mean, a live stream in general.
Yeah.
How much bullshit are you going to take? Because if you believe that, the US government couldn't find a bloke in a cave in Afghanistan, but apparently CNN went in there with a camera and interviewed him, you've got to think again. Do you know what I mean? You've got to think again.
Yeah.
So, thanks for having me on, Dino, because I know I can be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Absolute pleasure, Fluke. Cheers, and Mike as well. I know you'll be back on soon. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it now. We'll come back on Friday and we can do the same thing again, no doubt about it. You know what my lives are like, so normally we have an hour, maybe an hour or two, bit of banter and just getting settled in, and then we can go on to some more proper serious talk, which is what we're doing now, which is very important talk as well, by the way, by people unknown like us. It's still very important.
Maybe Fluke could put together the top 10 bullshit stories of 2022 we can discuss.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, we can do that. However,
I don't think I could come up with 10.
I reckon you could, but by Friday, I reckon you could, Fluke.
It'd be more like 100. It'd be more like 100.
Go on.
We haven't got time. Well, maybe we have. But guys, listen, honestly, thanks very much for tonight. It was short notice for me. I just went straight live, no schedule. So thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. 1984 TV. I look forward to you again. Honestly, mate. Thanks so much. I want to thank Carol as well for coming in. You guys.
Thanks, Carol.
But anyway, and Trevor Random as well. Thanks so much, guys. Listen, I'll see you on Friday, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Guys.
No, absolute pleasure.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Tubby. Cheers, Fluke. Thank you.
Thanks for everyone in the chat. I can't remember everyone's name.
Tonight. I love you all.
You guys take care. Thanks so much. Massive respect and much love to you guys.
Gubby Rain, Mike. I know Mike anyway. So and
it's call me Ryan if you want. It's all right. It's good.
Illuminati Taxman. I can't read all your name. I'm sorry, I've got my glasses.
It's so long. It's all right. It's fine.
Illuminati, great supporter of mine. Honestly, guys, thanks so much. And Kim, I know.
Thanks for having me on, Dino. I appreciate it.
No, Bye, Dino. Bye, Dino. We'll just
night.
See you
soon, guys. See you on Friday. Yeah.
Bye, Dino. Bye. Thanks
no
for having
worries.
us.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care, mate.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, stick around, right? We can still talk while he's gone.